9-year-old me. You must be 18 years old to view this content. Born 1907. Why is the water still going through? Oh, I see. Never mind. I'm stupid. I studied hard, found a job, have a partner, finally ready to feel satisfied, feeling lonely as hell nonetheless and guilty about it. That's the worst part of it all. Movies on 1080p, YouTube videos on 1080p. No, I don't know. I actually don't know what the fuck you're talking about here. Sure, the 1080p on YouTube has gotten a lot better in recent years, for sure. Like, it's gotten a lot more impressive. They've improved the bitrate, all that stupid crap, nice. But no. Absolutely not. Especially if we're talking, I just popped in my Blu-ray of this movie that is being displayed in 1080p. It looks infinitely better than even 4K does on YouTube. Infinitely, all right? Always remember, I'm a physical media nerd. I've got all my stuff. Whatever I love, I own it, okay? That's like the whole point there. And I could tell you that when it comes to the discs, I mean, you might be watching on like a shitty site, or maybe you found a way to pirate the high seas and get a copy that's heavily compressed or something that's still 1080p. But trust me, the reason you want those discs is because that bitrate can't be touched by anything else. That bitrate on average is like, hell, my copy of Blue Velvet is like 80 megabits. You know what your average bitrate is on YouTube? Like 2. Athletes in their prime. Athletes 0.1 seconds after they retire. Damn straight. You know why. Because, let's get real for a minute, the physique that he's got on the left there is not normal. What you have to do to have the Hollywood hot guy hunky physique is actually kind of insane. It's really crazy. Hell, Henry Cavill dropped a bit of Hollywood lore on us regarding that first season of The Witcher, where he said in order to look even more cut, it was required that he not drink water. He had to dehydrate himself intentionally over the course of 3 days. So like each day you drink less and less and less, and on that third day, you don't drink water so that your skin will be a little bit tighter on the body. Absolutely insane. That physique on the right is still kick-ass, by the way. He's just, drinking a lot of beer. That he's got that beer belly, but he's still physically fit otherwise, and probably doing all right. Look, we all deal with body image issues, but just remember that whoever you're seeing on the movie screen, unfortunately, was probably treated poorly and has to go through this shitty regimen in order to look like that. Hell, I never know how to pronounce his name, but he's one of the stars and the creator of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Rob Michalaheny, whatever his name is. He is living proof of it, man. Like, sure, you can obtain that crazy physique, but his Instagram post going over what you need in order to maintain it and have it, f***ing insane. It's just not great. It's gonna mess you up, man. Oprah reveals how she manages to stay stress-free at 67. Step 1, have $1 billion. Look, we gotta stop pretending like being a billionaire isn't the number one reason you're fine. Not to say that someone who is a billionaire can't be depressed or have their problems or feel like shit or anything like that. They absolutely can, and that's totally valid when it happens. The difference between them and myself is when something is going on, they can easily pay for the best help the planet has to offer, and it won't break the bank. It won't even chip the bank, my man. There is such a divide in that regard. Health insurance or not, these are people that don't need health insurance in any way, shape, or form. They can cash that shit out all the time. Regardless of whether or not she has like an actual $1 billion sitting in the bank, which I doubt, Usually billionaires have most of their money tied up in stock and investment and all that stupid shit. But man, it's just lame, okay? Sure, you can have your problems, but your $1 billion will make your problems 10 billion times easier to deal with than my money will. It just will. They need to recognize that shit. CEO and owners, when the company earns profits, will hold a pizza party for you guys instead of bonuses or raises. CEO and owners, when the company faces losses, it's our company. We have to share the burdens. Oh man, these people at the tippy tops of all of these companies forgot that blame goes up. If something is wrong with the company, that is exclusively the fault of all the douchebags that get paid $30 million a year to do fucking nothing. Look, I'm sure there are plenty of CEOs out there that do, like, insanely hard work, for sure. Like, I can imagine Linus Tech Tips. When Linus was the CEO, I can imagine his job being insanely involved and busy and crazy, right? But I imagine that if LTT climbed to, say, Disney size somehow, and Linus was still the CEO, I've got this sneaky suspicion that his job would suddenly not really be a thing anymore, right? Sure, he shows up, justifies dumbass ideas to a board, and then goes the f*** home, right? I don't know. And if they do still have crazy jobs at the end of the day that are really difficult, still not worth 30 mil a year, my guy. How about this? We'll pay you $2 million a year, and every other penny of that goes right back to the people that make this entire thing work. Remember, we make it work, you don't. None of the blame should fall on the workers. All of it should fall on all of the top-level executives all at once because it is their fault. The leaders are in charge of the whole thing. We do what we're told. And if shit starts to fall apart, guess what? We did what we were told, you dumbass. Don't talk to that guy. He thinks heat is better than cold. Thinks heat is better than cold. How do you mean? Are we talking like temperature-wise? Like people that prefer the hot weather in the summer to the cold weather in the winter? Because if so, yeah, I'm sorry. I've always been one of those guys that thinks that while winter sucks, if you're super temperature sensitive, winter is better because it is a lot easier to go inside and warm up, you know, depending on physicality and whatnot, than it is to go inside and cool down. You can only cool down so much with the help of an incredibly expensive to run air conditioner versus I could just put on a couple of sweaters, walk in a circle for 5 seconds in my house, and I haven't even turned the heat on, you know? It's just, you can only take off so many layers and cool down so efficiently, but it's a lot easier to warm up, in my opinion. This is coming from somebody who, you know, I've always been, I guess, very hot-blooded. I just hate heat a lot because, again, cooling down for me is really annoying. I'm always way too hot. That's just it. Don't get fooled by this guy. This is how British people actually cook. I mean, yeah, at home, maybe. Sure. Why not? I've actually, by the way, when I for a little while, I dated someone from the UK, visited them, and they made me a full English breakfast. We meme on English food a lot. We do, because it's not particularly spice heavy at all. Almost not. It's very, it's a lot more bland in comparison to others. I was made a pretty traditional, like, lamb Christmas thing over there as well. That was pretty bland, but it was good. I don't mind bland stuff at all, because food is food. If it's made well, it's gonna be good, okay? Like, I get that it's funny to make fun of the UK. Like, you guys don't use spices despite having conquered most of the planet back in, like, the 1700s to control all the spices. Kinda suspicious. When you're playing cool math games, then feel a hand on your shoulder and hear, yeah, go ahead and please log out for me. The teacher caught you. Look, this wouldn't be a problem. This wouldn't be a problem for you if you did what you were supposed to do first and then asked, can I go to cool math games? Because the teachers will let you if you're done with what you need to do and everyone else is catching up. Yeah, my teachers were pretty cool about that. They would let us visit Pandora. I would go to Fun Brain more than Cool Math. Fun Brain was sort of my jam when I was going through elementary school. Or I'd load up Kid Picks, or hell, you know what? I even enjoyed the stupid Mavis Beacon typing game that they had, man. I even enjoyed that. Here's another one for you. You guys gotta go back and play Times Attack. That shit had such a fire soundtrack. Will you press the button? You get $50 million, but your dad gets half of it. So I get $25 million, and I get a dad? Upgrades, people. Upgrades. I mean, why would I care, man? Oh no, I'm only getting $25 million. Or, sorry, after taxes, what are we looking at? Like 12 and a half, something like that. Am I thinking of that correctly? I always assume that if I get a giant lump sum of money, half of it will need to be paid to the government where I am, right? Half of it. Oh no, I'm only getting like $12 million. I can't live my life on that. I think someone in my live stream over on my personal channel, Robin Nelson, actually they did sort of a calculation and said that if you were given like $10 million, would you give your channel away? Yeah. Absolutely, no doubt about it. You pay me $10 million? Of course! I can just go make another channel and now I've got $10 million. They sort of calculated that with that amount of money, you could probably live the rest of your life on like $200K a year. Dude, you're sitting pretty, man. And, like this person said, you get a dad. I move a millimeter an image in my document of Word. My document? Wow, okay. I know you're probably not a native English speaker. That was difficult to read. But you're right. Is this still a problem? It is the year of our Lord and Savior, 2025, and Microsoft Word still can't handle images? Man, when I was learning Microsoft Word in elementary school, about 20 years ago now, Yeah, crazy, right? I'm old. I'm gonna die soon. 20 years ago, when I was in elementary school, dude, I was learning Microsoft Word. Same thing. How is it that it's never gotten better 20 years later? Microsoft, this is quite embarrassing. This is a moment for you to reflect. Windows 11, absolute nightmare. Vista was better and more stable. Microsoft Word, all of that's a subscription service now? You're crazy, because somehow it's worse and more expensive at the same time. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are knuckin' futs, dude. Oh boy. EA is looking at putting in-game ads in AAA games. We'll be very thoughtful as we move into that, says CEO. Valve bans all Steam games that force players to watch advertisements. I love that like breaking ad. That's good. That's good. You know, I'm really nervous about the future of Valve, and especially Steam, because we all like to make the joke about Steam being a good monopoly. They're not a monopoly. Obviously, there's lots of competition, and that is good. There is competition. Sure, in my opinion, the competition is inherently worse in almost every single way. Epic is probably the best that I have used in comparison to Steam, but the only reason for that is because I'll log in and I get a free game every week. Cool. Or a free game license, excuse me. But why I'm worried about Steam and worried about Valve is that, sure, we still have Gabe and his group up at the top levels of Valve are probably still pretty good in making sure that they're looking out for us, the consumer. They're actually thinking about us. Maybe not completely. You know, Gabe's a billionaire. He might have changed a lot over the years. It seems like they're still thinking about us, and the fact that they continue to grow. That Steam hit its highest concurrent player count recently with, 40 million people logged in? Steam is the king of all of this. And I'm really scared for the day that either Gabe leaves or, God forbid, 20 years in the future he passes away. I want to make sure, and I think we all want to make sure, that whoever takes over the entirety of the company, or however it might change structurally when that happens, I really hope that it's not handed to another corporation. I really, really hope that Steam continues to be run by people like us that care about the things that we care about. Otherwise, this experiment will be over and we will never, ever have anything like Steam ever again. Which has its faults. Valve's not f***ing perfect. Lord knows they're not. When was their last game? Okay, sorry, no. Half-Life Alyx is pretty sick. It just turned 5, I think, the day I'm recording this. Pretty awesome. But so I'm a little bit jaded. I still want Left 4 Dead 3. You know, they're not perfect, but I want them to stay around and stay good, because the reason they're still growing is because their competition cannot be nearly as good as them, and they never have been. They probably never will be. But I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous for the day that something happens and we hear that Valve was purchased or otherwise, because is Gabe the only reason this shit's holding on? I hope not. I imagine not. But man, the day I hear that Valve is sold off to anybody is the day it's over. It's over. Moon landing? Fake. Look at the flag. AI generated image on Facebook. Beautiful, dear. Congrats. What were they complaining about with the flag again? Like, what was their problem with the flag on the moon landing? Also, is this grandma herself AI generated? Because if she is, and it looks like she is, whole meme is fucking stupid and I hate it now. Thank you. Don't shoot! I'm a flat earther! Prove it! No, it's up to you to prove it. Well, okay, wait. There have been a few flat earthers out there that try to put their money where their mouth is. Funnily enough, every single time that they do, they prove themselves wrong. And some of them have been able to go, okay, I'm wrong. My whole worldview has just been changed. Wow, guys. Shit. I'm glad I tested this out. Most of them still go, no. The light from the volcanic gas and that dog barking distracted me, and it's still flat. I was again, that dog. Like, did you guys hear the dog? I don't know. I was just really distracted. So I'm glad that a few of them have put their money where their mouth is and come out the other side going, well, shit, my worldview is shattered. Because that does show intelligence. It does. Do you know how difficult it is to believe so fervently in something and then find out that it's bullshit and completely provably false? And then instead of going, nuh-uh, la, I can't hear you, you say, shit, man, that's crazy. I can't believe I believed what I did before. But this has been illuminating, and now my eyes are open to this new world, so to speak, for me. That takes a lot more intelligence than anyone is ever willing to admit for some strange fucking reason. Especially emotional intelligence, because it's hard, man. Feeling embarrassed sucks. Being wrong sucks. And honestly, being wrong mainly sucks because of how other people treat you when you are wrong. But nonetheless, if you can turn the other cheek and go for it, that's pretty sick. If you spot this guy, call police. U.S. Marshals are looking for him, and he may have been in Hampton Roads. If I spot this guy, I'm gonna mind my fucking business. Yeah, is that like a mask, or is that dude actually a demon? Like, not even a demon from hell. This guy's like a demon from the outer rim, right? Not even from hell. Not even another dimension or anything like that. He's just from the Outer Wilds. Okay, not from the Outer Wilds. There's nothing nearly this scary in the Outer Wilds. Speaking of, please go play Outer Wilds. Why the hell do we have ass hair? It's to prevent chafing. Oh shit, for real? I mean, that makes sense. Dude, chafing sucks, dude. Like, this stuff is annoying, so of course we're gonna think about why do we need it, but it's nice to have an answer that makes some sense. Don't build more houses, the property values will go down. Then bulldoze them. What? Fewer houses then. Bulldoze the nearby neighborhoods. Yes, that will send the prices skyrocketing. We'll all be rich if we destroy as many houses as possible. Fuck it. Do mine! Do mine! Burn my house down. It'll be worth so much money afterwards. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I'm not happy here. I'm just not happy. The United States is crumbling. Iceland is the top consumer of antidepressants in the world. Iceland is in the top 3 happiest county in the world. Wow, it's almost like for some people, antidepressants are lifesavers and help a ton. I had a conversation with a friend regarding, like, prescription drugs recently, and while there is a big problem with them in general, I really don't like the giant, widespread vilification of them across the board. It is irresponsible that so many artists out there will, like, make songs about how the happy pills are bad for you, and they don't fucking know. It didn't work for them, all right? But I don't like that idea, that rhetoric that because it's a prescription, that it's inherently evil, and you should go out and eat grass and chew on weed and all that, and it'll cure you, man, and... No, it may not work for you. I know antidepressants have not worked for me, and a lot of them are prohibitively expensive. But for those that they work for, dude, that's f***ing awesome, and no one will ever tell me otherwise. Don't worry, your identity is safe with us. Well, I mean, it was safe with us. That's what I meant to say. It was safe with us, but now... I didn't promise it was gonna last forever, okay? I can't promise. My God, guys, my brain is fried. It's only 1:30. What's going on today? You know what's not cool, Bobby? Asking people to do assignments as part of the interview process and then ghosting them. Oh yeah, I'm not doing a assignment to work for you. Nope, absolutely not. Unless I am guaranteed to make it to an interview after that fact, no way is a company going to get free work from me at all with no promise of something. That's why so many people have been saying, dude, if you have an interview process this long, you need to compensate people that make it past that first interview. That first interview is that test, sure. If you break through that barrier and then you have to jump through the 700 hoops to eventually get hired, all of that should be paid for at the regular employee rate. I'm not kidding. I don't care how radical that sounds, because in my opinion, it doesn't sound radical literally at all to compensate people for hours and hours and hours of their time. But if you ask me to do assignments, assessments, tests, questionnaires, and it takes me well over an hour to do, sometimes hours to do, and then you just never can respond, I should be able to sue your ass, dude. It's getting a little ridiculous how disrespectfully nasty any companies out there are allowed to be. There are people whose entire jobs it is to deal with new hires or potential new hires, and they don't do their f***ing jobs at all. You are paid to talk to people you are trying to recruit, and you just don't? Oh, it's so overwhelming. Do it as a f***ing job then. Me waiting 2 months after the interviewer told me you'll hear back from us soon. Did the interviewer, was it them? Or was it one of those crappy stock standard click pre-written reply bullshit emails that you get? Because I've gotten a few of those. I got one from my favorite video game studio, and then 2 months later was told no. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life, I think. That kind of sucked. But was it one of those? Or did the interviewer say, yeah, we will be in touch. Have a good day. Not that it really makes a huge difference, but in my opinion, whenever I get the standard reply, I know to just drop my hope and look for something else. Because I know if I get that stupid reply, even though it's standard procedure for them to send those out, I know it's just kind of over. The world of trying to find work has become, I'd call it evil. at this point. It's meant to be dehumanizing and demoralizing as much as possible so that by the time you find something that might be willing to accept you, you're so exhausted that you're not even going to remotely ask for the amount of money you should be getting paid. It's definitely all by design. Like, I think those are my craziest conspiracy theories. I feel like a little while ago, someone asked me about my craziest, like, do you have any conspiracy theories you think are crazy? And I've got the two. That the job search market, or whatever you want to call it, is designed to be this way on purpose. So again, you'll be exhausted and won't ask for what you're owed. And my other conspiracy theory is that video game developers secretly make the PC versions of their games more difficult when you're using keyboard and mouse because it's an inherently more comfortable and easier way to control a game, especially a shooter. Those are my thoughts, even though that's not true. Or at least the video game one's not. People making fun of me for buying childish stuff, me finally living a comfortable life and buying the things I wanted as a kid. I mean, you can make fun of me all you want for buying childish stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm a big boy. I get to do what I want with my money, and if you think it's dumb, I really don't give a shit. What I buy, quite frankly, none of your business. So you can go back to whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. I'm gonna go play with my new Furby because I get to do whatever I want to do, and your thoughts on it don't mean dick. How I thought I would look like with long hair, how I actually look like. I think one of the things that people don't think about often when it's time for a haircut is what the maintenance, I mean, sure, you're growing your hair out, you're not getting a haircut, but is learning how to style it. Whether they teach you there or you're looking up tutorials or whatnot, it is important to actually know how to do it. I still don't really know how. I mean, all I do is swoop it back, throw some hairspray in there, and push it forward a little bit, and that's the best I can do. But you should ask, if you get a trim or you get something stylized or whatever at all, you should be asking the person there, like, hey, what do I do, by the way? Is there a proper way? Do you recommend? I mean, of course, if you ask for product recommendations, they're going to try to upsell you with the stuff they sell at the salon or wherever you are. But if you're upfront about not wanting to pay too much, they got you, man. They fucking got you, dude. I think a lot of us just don't really think about how you kind of have to learn everything. It just sort of leaves your mind. Are you winning, Dad? No, son, I lost the house. Great, I guess I'll start packing then. Why is this one here, man? What the hell is this one doing here? How is this the top of anything, man? Oh my god, none of this is fair. Hopefully Dad got the help he needed, and they didn't end up having to lose the house. Dad, make me coffee if you want. Me, okay. 30 minutes later, where's my fucking coffee? Me, who didn't make it because he said if I want to. What kind of interaction is this with your dad? It's so fucking stupid. Huh? Who says that? Make me coffee if you want, and then expect it. If I give somebody the option, I am not going to expect it. Now, am I? That's just kind of embarrassing on your part if you do that. Am I right? Am I right, folks? Oh, yeah, I'm totally right. It is weird, though. Like, if I were you in this scenario, I would go, do you want coffee or not? If you do, this makes the whole thing 1,000 times easier. Like, we're all not as direct with each other as we could be. If someone says, do you want this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Not, if you want. Yes or no? For the love of all that is holy. People, how come so many people claim to have mental disorders nowadays? There were almost no mental disorders in the past. The way mental disorders were treated in the past. Oh man, I feel like it was a lot worse than that, though. I feel like most mental disorders were treated with, we can try making you bleed for a lengthy amount of time, or we can burn you alive, we could drown you, or we could just cut your head off. Back when we knew absolutely nothing. I am so happy to live in the time that I do. Sure, times right now suck in very particular ways, but it's nice to think about the grander scheme sometimes and realize that I don't live in an era where autism would be seen as some kind of potential, like, witchcraft or something like that, so they would have to kill me in general, or burn me alive, or crush me to death with stones or something like that. So I'm glad to be here at this point in time. When I show up at the spreading misinformation competition, but my opponent gave me the wrong address, oh, dude, you got hardcore, man. I'm so sorry. You f***ing fool. It looks like you're in the wrong game. Having an actual music taste? If it sounds good, I like it. I mean, yeah, look, I know people meme on folks that say I listen to a little bit of everything because usually what you do when you say that, or what people do when you say that is they go, what about this? Like, dude, I don't fucking know. I haven't discovered that yet, dork ass. Like, what about this? What about this one? You listen to this? I mean, no, I haven't gotten to that yet. But of course, like, if you look at my playlists, they are all over the place, man. There'll be like Tupac and then someone's cover of Happy Birthday, like right after it. And then you want to know what? 5 songs down the line, there's going to be that Jingle Bells cover that's just a synth of dog barks. It's all in there, man. Yeah, I do listen to a little bit of everything. I'll take recommendations on everything, all right? Now, the thing is, living that lifestyle of music means that sometimes I'll like one singular song an artist has made and absolutely not vibe with a single other thing they've ever done. That's just the nature of it, man. When you're really enjoying a show, but the next episode is named after your favorite character, oh dear, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did this happen in Severance or something like that? Am I going to be looking forward to horrible things? It wasn't a Nazi salute, he's just autistic. Autistic people, you're not affiliated with me! Yep, like, whoever actually believed in that excuse is one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. No, bullshit. I'm autistic, diagnosed, I'm on the spectrum, and I don't just randomly Sig Heil at random, like,
Just a little quirk of being autistic.
no, shut the fuck up. Being a man is really hard, because what do you mean go check what was that noise? I'm scared too! Look, whoever I end up with in the future, if at all that ever happens, we are sharing the spooky, scary sound thing. We're sharing it. You and I are both going. You know, you in front with a flashlight, me behind with like an axe, okay? I'm sorry, you just have to go first. Honey, tell me what's wrong. Every C in Pacific Ocean is pronounced differently. Oh, get out of here with your shower thought. This picture bro wants to put in your slideshow that's worth 50% of our grade. Okay, I'm just really fucking tired of shitty AI-generated images showing up here. I don't care if they're part of the joke. I don't find them funny. These pigeons look like they're posing for a 90s rap album cover. I kinda hope that whoever took that picture did end up selling it to a band or group or artist, or ended up using it themselves for that exact purpose. How it feels to chip into a Reddit discussion thinking it's like TikTok and you now have 200 downvotes and multiple essays sent to you by grown-ass men. I think I've made like 5 comments in total my entire life on Reddit, and they've all been downvoted to shit. And I can't even remember what they were for. To be fair, a lot of them were back when I was like 13 or 14, so they probably deserved way more downvotes. Satan watching me die single after I promised him my firstborn son in return for unlimited Robux. Really? Robux? You couldn't think of anything better to trade your soul for? When you asked the protagonist at the start of the second game where all the weapons, armors, and abilities from the first game go, gee whiz, I don't know. Come on, man. That's not how game design works. That would not be very fun. If I'm starting a game, I don't want to feel powerful unless I'm on New Game Plus. Grown men in 2011. I fucking hate you and hope you die. I like singing. He was a fucking child. Look, I was one of those people too, man. I was one of those people too. I didn't like him for no reason. I think it was because we're very similar in age. Actually, hold on, let me see. Okay, he's only a few years older than me. I'm 29, he's 31. So we were very similar in age, and of course, you know, everyone wants to be rich and famous for something. He had actual talent. It was the right time, right place. I feel incredibly bad about how he's been treated his entire life. Doesn't excuse his douchebag behavior on rare occasion. But yeah, I was one of these people. Granted, again, I was a child, so I think I was just going with the flow of everyone else. But at least I didn't take it too fucking seriously like a lot did. Back in my day, the smartest AI was the Akinator. Was he an AI? I mean, for me, I'm sorry, back in my day, it was Cleverbot, dude. Me, from a third world country, seeing white women solo traveling to shady places in my country, which I don't even dare to visit. Well, I hope you're warning him and telling him to steer clear then, if you know what's going on, dude. I wouldn't be sitting there idly shouting no. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna try and save someone's fucking life today. Streisand effect, Reddit flagging the mention of Mario's brother. When your parents are arguing and the topic suddenly is about my studies, why the fuck is it my business all of a sudden, dude? Why are you dragging me into this? Gym rats when they bench 400 but still get no bitches. I'm a victim of my own success. Well, maybe they just want to bench 400 and not worry about bitches. Maybe that's their whole thing. Maybe they just don't care about bitches. Maybe they care about the homies, dude. Alarm at 7. You wake up at 6:59. Is this a superpower? It does sometimes feel like it, but it can also feel like a horrible curse. The salon employee watching me get out of the tanning bed with a piping hot grilled cheese sandwich. How hot was that shit turned up to? Are we talking Final Destination 3? Why do all teenagers look like this now? I don't know. Do you know what all teenagers looked like when I was a teenager and in high school? It's just every generation has a specific look, okay? They have a specific way of doing things. They all have a vibe. all right? I think I've asked the question before, do scene kids still exist? Because that was like, I think at emo and scene was sort of at its peak when I was growing up. And now, yeah, you know, a lot of these kids have the curly hair and all that. It's specific haircuts, specific styles. It's just how it works, dude. Woman in the 1600s, the church. Oh, it was way worse than that, my guy. When you test your time machine for the first time, but Earth isn't in the same place anymore, something that is often forgot about, you've got to calculate the speed at which our entire solar system and planet are hurtling through the universe. Otherwise, no notification. 1030? Oh, God, dude. Man. Yeah, it sucks both ways. Because as the guy, you feel like people just find you incredibly unattractive and don't like you and don't give a shit about you, and that makes you feel bad. But if you're a woman, it's just all sexual harassment and pretty horrible comments or dick photos. So on either side of the spectrum, not great. You can't spell advertisements without semen between the tits. Until we meet again.
Screw you, He-Man!
I breathe air for you. I pump blood for you. I filter waste for you. Titties. You left the toilet seat up. Oh, shut the front door, you fucking loser. I'm sorry. You, as a man, are probably doing like 2 things in the morning. Brushing your teeth, that's it. She has a lot of pressure on her to do all of this. I mean, probably a lot of it could come from you, my man. A lot of that pressure could come from you. I hope that you're reassuring her and letting her know that without all of that, she still looks fantastic and you love her. And no, I don't equate putting the toilet seat down to this. I don't. Because putting the toilet seat down, come on, man. Like, have you never gone back into the bathroom, like, a little later to take a shit and gone, oh, I didn't put the toilet seat down? Got yourself with it? It's really not that hard of an action, bro. Just grow up. When traveling by train is almost 3 times more expensive than by car and takes even longer, that is the biggest problem here in the United States. If I want to get even, like, an economy seat and go to San Francisco from Denver, it's gonna be like $600 with no extra fancy shit and take 2 days. I'll probably pay less than half of that in gas round trip to get to the same place from here. People just upvoting, ban Reddit. POV, you're in a bar in Mexico and this middle-aged couple walk up to you and says, we like your vibe. I would be really scared if oh my God, this isn't James, this isn't James. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, sorry. What is this one? Dave! It's Dave. Dave's way cooler. Dave is way cooler. I don't know if Dave has any crazy, stupid allegation crap going around about him. I really hope not. But anyway, this is Dave. Sorry. I'd be a little freaked out. Of course I'd be a little freaked out. Don't touch me, Dave. Scary bastard. Me, come closer. I need you to stop playing audio from that video. It's 3 posts below my screen. Minecraft movie fans when they're told not to trash the theater. Yeah, don't be a dick. That's disgusting. Have fun, but don't do that. I'm a Bethesda fan. Oh yeah? Name all the Elder Scrolls games they've made in the last 10 years. Skyrim. That's on me. I set the bar too low. Me with diarrhea. Kid dressed up as Skibbity Toilet for Halloween. I don't know, dude. Me trying to read the bottom comment. Reddit. He gotta have to forgive me for this one for real. Come on, man. What kind of stupid shit? Are you joking? Also, why are you trying to read the bottom comment? What's interesting about the like the most downvoted comment? Is that what you're looking for? Or like literally I don't know how Reddit organizes comments anymore, man. I don't know. I just sit here at my desk. I watch movies and stare at the wall. I'll play Beat Saber on occasion and not do very well, but I don't know, man. My brain's elsewhere. Wikipedia editor waiting for 4chan to die so they can add was to the article. Is it still down? Hold on, I'm gonna do a quick check here. Let's see. Yep, it is still down. Service unavailable. That is actually kind of a surprise. I was expecting it to come back up pretty quick because there's no chance it's going to stay dead forever. We know that, right? We fully understand that while it might be dead for now, it's not dead forever, okay? And if it is, there's just another random dumbass image board that everyone's going to move to. I was seeing on Twitter a lot of people freak out because they assumed that when 4chan would disappear, all of those evil people would flock to this website and, oh no! Yeah, what makes you think that they weren't already here? They use the internet like any normal person. They've got Twitter accounts. They probably got multiple Twitter accounts. They're not gonna flock somewhere they've already been for the past, 17 years, guys. They've been among us That's right. This entire time. It's nothing new. Nothing new. It's stupid, shitty business as usual when it comes to 4chan. Okay, maybe not yet, because again, the site is down for now. My honest reaction when a smoker tries to give me health or financial advice? Wow, so you're an arrogant bastard, aren't you? The financial advice makes less sense than the health. Okay, but I can guarantee if we want to play this little game, this little smug-ass game of yours, we could certainly find a few things that you do that maybe, while not as destructive as smoking for physical health, is almost as bad, all right? In today's day and age, breathing is almost as bad, okay? Not actually, that is a joke. That is a joke. For legal purposes, that was a bit of humor, in my opinion. But no, there's definitely something that you do that's also unhealthy. Again, not just as unhealthy, because again, yeah, smoking's really bad, okay? But you don't get to sit there and go, well, I am definitely better than you. Knock it the f*** off. Just knock it off. Look, these people aren't drooling, dribbling morons. They understand the health risks and have made the choice to continue doing it. That's it. That's it. You being a fucking bitch about it is not going to make them suddenly see the light. They've seen it, and they've made a decision. All right, just like people that continue to drink, just like people that continue to smoke weed, just like people that continue to do heroin. Yes, it is very addictive, but they tried it in the first place despite knowing what the risks are. We've been told, we understand, and we do it. The addiction keeps us there, but the curiosity and simple want to feel good is what gets us started. Man. Me, who was learning English, trying to figure out when I can use ain't. I feel like you can use it wherever you want, because who gives a shit? Who cares? Especially when it comes to American English. Who gives a rat's ass how you use it? There might be a grammar douche out there, sure. I mean, they're all over the internet, but in person, I've only ever been corrected in earnest a few times in my entire life in person. 90% of the time I'm corrected about something, it's online. And as we know, in person, in the real world, is not the same as the internet where people feel way stronger about things. All right, a guy that screams and yells at people about using the wrong word on Facebook probably doesn't have the balls to be as much of a jackass about it in person, especially if that person he's correcting is right there. You know, obviously not. So you know what? Use it however the hell you want. It doesn't matter. Just know that if someone does correct you on it, well, they could just go suck a coconut, I guess, man. I mean, what else are they gonna do? 2013, I like anime. 2023, I hate anime. No, I'm sorry. Look, no. In 2013, your ass was in high school just like mine was, and the reason you saw this is because we all had the weird anime kids that would act like anime characters in real life, even though your ass probably still liked it. That's not what was happening. That's not reality. And in 2023, no one really gives a shit if you don't like anime. I'm sure that if you said you hate it, some people would question you because, dude, why do you hate anime? It's just an animated show. It's just a fucking cartoon, dog. Why do you have to hate it? I'm confused. But no, it's not some sign of the times or whatever. It's just your point of view has changed since cringing at the anime kid in high school, and I know goddamn well that is exactly what you're talking about here, okay? I see you. I could see right through you, as a matter of fact, motherfucker. Never ask a woman her age. Sure, okay. A man his salary. All right, no, that one's stupid, okay? We should all be a little bit more forthcoming with this. Hold the higher-ups accountable. Apple, why they increased air shipments from India since March. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick Google of that. Apple increasing air shipments since March. I misspelled every single one of those words, by the way. Seriously, I misspelled every single word. I cannot type that fast. Okay, Apple airlifts 600 tons of iPhones from India to beat Trump tariffs, sources say. Why they, is that it? I'm confused. Here's a fun little factoid for you, though. I mean, I guess it's just because of tariffs. I'm not going to sit here and read a 2,000-word article about it, but here's a fun little nugget of information for you. At a 54% tariff rate, the most expensive iPhone on the market will be $1,600 today, but with the tariff, it'll surge to over $2,300. Okay, that's great, isn't it, folks? Isn't that just really cool, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, it's so fucking awesome, yeah. It's great that we get to pay for tantrums. Generate an image of Asmongold and Iron Mouse at TwitchCon. Okay, look, I don't like the guy either, all right? I don't like it either. But we can't sit here and be all self-righteous about generative AI garbage and then use it to dunk on people that we don't like. That is not how this fucking works, okay? I don't like the dude either, like I just said, but generating images of people is fucking stupid, and it makes you look really dumb, all right? You could dunk on him 1,000 ways from Sunday without a generated AI photograph. Or you could sit there and do a really bad sketch yourself, or a horrible Photoshop yourself. They'll be way funnier. He says the stupidest shit on a daily basis, and you choose to do this too. Oh, you really got him. Really? Come on, man. There's actual footage of him out there with a cockroach on him. Why do we need a fake one? What the fuck, guys? Think about it. This is so stupid. Those 2 astronauts who were stuck for 8 months watching Katy Perry kiss the ground after being to space for 10 minutes. I sure love that rich people take other rich people on free trips to space so they can preach and try to be all inspirational to us poor people that don't get to go to space or see what that's like. I think it's really, really cool. How does that help anybody, Katie? How does you go on a fucking space on Jeff Bezos' dime help anybody or inspire us? Woo! Good for you! It's just like when an incredibly rich YouTuber that didn't used to be rich, obviously, but is now, is showing off the new crib or his new Lamborghini or something stupid like that. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's a tax write-off, using it in a video. I totally get it. Maybe you should be more forthcoming about it, though, and not try to hide that fact. I don't know. It's just really annoying. It serviced nothing other than maybe ego and the look at me. Me got to go to space. Like, that's cool, man. That's cool for you. Just maybe it should be an experience for you, because I don't give a shit. US? Yeah, that'll be $3,000 for your 2-minute ambulance ride. Meanwhile, in Australia? Yeah, nah, I could fly you 2,000 kilometers for some blood work. Oh, I love yeah, nah so much. We need to start adopting more Aussie lingo for sure. When I see a baby whose ears are pierced, yeah, that's weird. That's really, really strange to me. I mean, duh. I think that is the popular consensus, is when there is a baby with pierced ears. It does give tattoo vibes, all right? I'm a big proponent of, like, fun body modification like that. I got tattoos all over. No pierced ears yet, maybe in the future, but it gives the same vibe. Can you imagine everyone's reaction to if your 1-year-old had a goddamn tattoo anywhere? Like, even if it was just like their birthday or something like that, somewhere, right? Tiny, tiny, tiny. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's going to be destroyed as they grow up. Obviously, the ear thing is a little bit different. It's just the vibe. It's just about what I now assume you are as a parent, the type of parent you are. I just get a feeling. And can you imagine that, though? I know they're not the same thing. It's a false equivalency, but they would make me feel the same way. It's just odd. It's a little gross. I don't know. I tend to try and mind my own business in the real world. Obviously, here on EmKay, I don't mind my own business because that's not what my job is. I'm supposed to be a big, whiny, complainy pants who makes jokes, even though I don't make as many jokes anymore. I've definitely run out of jokes. Nowadays, I just kind of get upset, right? Guys, my local bakery stopped making that one pastry I like. Well, it's a bakery. Can you not spend a little extra to just have them make it anyway? Yeah, I have wondered about that. I've been wanting to find a bakery in the Colorado Springs area where I live to make Carillion pies. Is that what they're called? Because, I'm sorry, it's a very, very basic, bland thing, but with egg butter, oh, it's the greatest thing to eat in the morning. I'm sorry, the Finns have it correctly. And I cannot go on without it. Could I go to a bakery and say, could I just have you guys make like 50 of these a month for me or something? Or can we set up like a weekly thing? What do we got to do? I know that's going to be way more expensive, but come on, man. It's all for the love of the game. Think twice before shaving. Yeah, there ain't no way my homie is a thumb. Also, it's quite clear that there is a filter on the first image, and the second image has got to be the real one, right? Because why would you shave, but then half shave your mustache so that it looks all crazy and sparse? See, something's not quite lining up here in my mind, guys, and I'm a smart cookie. You already knew that. I'm so perceptive and cool. Real world events unfolding exactly like Black Ops 2's timeline? What? Me frantically trying to remember if we stopped Menendez or not? I have no idea. I never played Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1 is always going to be the Black Ops. I'm sorry. The definitive Call of Duty experience for me was Black Ops 1. Look, I love World at War. I love 4. I love that for sure, but it's always Black Ops 1, dog. That's it. I'm out. I don't care about Black Ops 2. I just don't. I'll see you later. When the writers need a quick way to show the audience how a character is super smart, well, I guess to be fair, it's still an incredibly effective way of doing it. Although, obviously, it's not just gonna work in any situation. Like, the characters can't suddenly apparate a goddamn chessboard in the middle of whatever it is that they're doing and play. But if it fits, it's still one of the best ways to do that, because chess is not difficult. I'd say it's incredibly easy to learn, incredibly hard to master, right? That's why most of us aren't there in competition, right? Look at what happened to the greatest chess player of all time. Where is that motherfucker? What happened? Too smart for this world, I should say. I'm thinking of the right guy, right? Maybe I am, maybe I amn't, I don't know. But come on, dude, chess is still an effective way of doing it. It's either that, or they spit out nonsensical computer or IT jargon that doesn't make sense and makes the other characters go, oh, English, please, nerd. Night cold versus morning cold. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we've been stationary for hours and hours and hours at that point. But yeah, there's something really cozy about being ice cold when you get into bed and you warm up, and then when you wake up in the morning, I think it's just the inactivity. Your body heat's probably a lot lower when you've been laying... What's the term for it? I don't know. When you've been laying down for 8 to 10 hours, or however long it is you sleep, I know it's probably not that long, your nuclear reactor inside of your noggin there just... it's not putting out as much energy, so you're probably significantly chillier in general. I wonder how far body temperature does naturally drop. What's a temperature that if you measured would be really concerning? Like if I woke up in the morning and did a thermometer up my ass, what's a concerning number to get back from that? Like if it was like, I'm 62 degrees, I'm probably already growing icicles under my nose and stuff and dead by that point. But what is a realistic number that you don't want to see when you check your temperature? I know about the high end. Anything over 100, you need to chill out. And if it's at 104, you need to go to the goddamn hospital. But like, what about the low ones? When you get a taste of a little luxury and you start to understand corruption, yeah, we can understand when we get a little taste of something that's, again, a luxury that shouldn't be enjoyed all the fucking time. It's like the one time I flew business class, which, if you don't know, I guess business class is usually the class above first class. We often think of first class as being the best, but, you know, over the years, airline companies and others have invented ways to make first class not enough, right? So the one time I flew business class, it cost a huge chunk of money, but it was worth it. I flew all 10 hours in comfort. I got to lie down and, you know, just have a really nice private space to myself going to Finland, and similar on the way home when I stopped through London. And there was a part of me that was like, oh, dude, I'm ruined. I can't do anything but fly business class. But of course, that's the stupidest thing you could say, because no, that's not true. I'm a big boy. I could sit in a shitty chair for 10 hours if I decided to fly to, say, Japan or something like that. The traveling part is not what you're actually there for. It's the chore you gotta get through before you land in a place you've always wanted to be. That's the most important part. All you gotta do is bring a book and do nothing but read that sucker, or you can do what I do and look at the flight tracker every 8 seconds until you land because you're just that bored. Or you could be like that one character in Seinfeld, right? Patrick Warburton's character, can't remember his name, but you could be just like that guy and just raw dog that shit. You just stare. You just stare. That is all you do, motherfucker. Me lying in bed, slightly flex his calf muscle for no reason. Calf muscle cramp kicks in. Ain't that a bitch? Yes. Although for me, it's not calf muscle. I don't know if this happens to a lot of other people, but I get foot cramps, right? So if I like stretch a little wrong or a little too much while I'm lying in bed, I'll just get a foot cramp. And that gets me so good. I hate it because the only way for me to stop it is to like put pressure on it by standing up. So I just have to get out of bed and stand there until it goes away. And I hate it. I mean, why would I like it? Obviously, I wouldn't. It's just, dang it, what the hell is going on? I got plenty of potassium in me. I do well with my supplements and nutrients, okay? I'm responsible for the most part when it comes to making sure I've got what I need to be alive in my body. Why do AI company logos look like buttholes? I'm sorry, no, I'm not gonna sit here and defend any sort of AI crap. I'm not. I know that DeepSeek is different. I know that these are not the same as the bad ones, but no, I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it at all. I feel like all of these things are actively teaching people to stop thinking and to not actually try to learn anything. That is why humans have survived for so long, is because we have the ability to learn, not ask DeepSeek how to set a timer because you don't know how to do something. And I know that's a bad example, but it really does get that sad sometimes. It really, really does genuinely get down to the point where all you can say is, how the do you not know that? And you know what? Instead of shaming you, I'll just tell you, but you need to learn it. You can't have these things do frickin' everything for you. Like someone that asks, hey Grok, is this true? On a post of the earth is round. Like, dude, come on. You know what you're doing. How I imagined 2025 as a kid, how it turned out. The earth is round. Source? What did I just say? What did I literally just say? Obviously, I can't blame this mindset on AI models because that wouldn't make any sense. It's just been reinforced in a lot of ways because people will exclusively ask ChatGPT for stuff for some goddamn reason. You know, it's like it's replaced Google for some people. Google sucks, but at least with that one, you could get real answers that weren't completely fucking made up, right? I mean, completely made up. But it sucks that this is sort of the outlook we have now. You know, we all had really kick-ass science fiction views of the world in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, whatever. And now people are denying that vaccines work or that the Earth is a rock in space. Fundamentally accepted things about our reality that were proven are now being touted as lies because someone on Twitter didn't want to feel embarrassed because they didn't know something, right? Just, god damn it. Oh, dude. I'm the dumbest man alive. I worship celebrities. You're clearly dumber. This has to be about some specific wave of people defending a giant rich celebrity, right? A specific incident occurred recently. Were a bunch of people coming to the defense of J.K. Rowling again or something? That crazy weirdo? Because this has to be, whenever you see this come up, something has happened, right? There are a few memes that come back whenever an event has occurred, and I wonder who. I'm not as plugged in as I once was, thank God, but I'm just curious, and I don't like that I'm curious because I shouldn't care. Studying for the finals, doing the Duolingo streak so the green bird won't eat me. Have you learned anything? I've been seeing some videos recently from creators I've watched in the past where they're doing I took an entire course on Duolingo from beginning to end. Can I speak the language? I'm gonna have to watch a few of them. I keep seeing them going, no, you've got stuff to be doing, but man, curiosity is gonna get this bird, I guess, very soon because I want to know. Is it effective? Like, literally at all? I mean, I took a couple languages in high school and remember nothing, so I know those weren't effective for me. I guess everybody learns in a different way. If Duolingo worked for you, why don't you throw a comment down below for us? I think that would be killer. When bro gets into a car crash and is dying in the hospital, I couldn't let him die a virgin. Well, all right then. That's, I don't think that's your responsibility. I'm just gonna put that out there. Not really your problem. You know, if you guys have that kind of relationship, sure. But like, I don't know, man. I don't think you should put that, it's not a responsibility, by the way, but I don't think you should put that on yourself, you know? I'm pretty sure bro is trying to focus on not dying. I think that's the first thing. That's what I would be thinking first, okay? That's the first thing I'm thinking about after a car crash is not being dead. Oh, I hate the internet so much. It sucks here, guys. I don't like it. Car engineers making sure that during an accident, their cars fully protect a drunk teenager, but not an innocent family of 4. Well, let's think about that for just 1 second. So in a head-on collision, of course, both cars are going to be at their maximum defense potential, right? Of course, cars are tested being hit from all angles, but it seems like no matter what, if a drunk driver is barreling at 70 miles an hour or worse and T-bones your car, no matter what, it seems like you're probably going to die or be severely injured. But it seems like the brunt of the safety procedures, or the majority of the, let's call it the life-saving area, is the front of the car. The crumple zones, how everything works from the front. it seems to be a lot better. So that's usually what happens is the family of 4 is driving along at 2 miles an hour and gets struck right in the center point of the car on its side by somebody going at a deadly speed. It just, Side airbags weren't a thing for a long time either. 12-year-old me making fun of my parents for going to bed early. Now me going to bed at 9 p.m. My God, I get it. I don't get it. But then again, I'm in a different situation than you are. You know, I bet if I were back at like my 5 a.m. to whatever the hell clock out time, I would absolutely get it. But I do remember the last time I was working full time, I still didn't get it because I need my goddamn free time. And if I am tired, I will be tired so that I get to have a little bit of the human experience that having a full-time job doesn't really fucking let you have. So I was always staying up way later than I should have. It probably would have killed me early, but I would have lived more. When you've complained to 10,000 managers and unlocked the golden hair, what year is it? Are we still doing the generic Karen thing? Like, no, seriously, I make the Karen joke plenty on here. I do. But are we still doing the image of this woman from 10 years? Guys, it's been like 10 years. It's been like 10 years. The Karen epidemic still exists, but we're not doing the Karen thing anymore, right? Google is better than Reddit to search for something on Reddit. That is true. I don't know how Reddit has been around as long as it has and been as dog shit as it is with its own internal goddamn functions. Searching on Reddit is a waste of your time. Fundamentally, a waste of your time. Now, sure, Google is a little older and the way it's built is to search. And Reddit's not exactly built around the idea of searching for stuff. Sure, it's just a giant forum website. But dude, what the hell? It's 2025. Reddit. I present The Last of Us Complete! Sony, this is the 4th time you've released The Last of Us, and the 3rd time you've released The Last of Us 2. Oh, man. And why are they calling it complete? Did they for sure say that we are never getting The Last of Us Part 3? Do we know for sure that's never gonna happen? Because kind of seems like we're still gonna get it, and buying an expensive bundle of 2 games called Complete when we know there's a 3rd one on the way seems really stupid. Me trying to find the Reddit app on my phone, Reddit with its new logo, that logo is so goddamn stupid. But also, the Reddit app is a terrible, horrible piece of garbage, and I really wish I could get Boost back. But yeah, we all know what happened there. Me looking into my friend's direction after he told me, look at this, and we're gonna keep falling for it until the end of time. There's nothing new there. We will fall for this forever. And we still don't even know why. Like, what? I mean, obviously grabbing someone's attention is easy, but like, what about this is an own? I never got it, but we have all collectively agreed that we gotcha good. Also, I cannot believe people co-opted the old EmKay logo for this. That's so weird, guys. 13 years old me, don't tell me what to do. Me now. Could someone tell me exactly in chronological order and with great detail what I have to do? Look, thinking takes so much energy. It really does. There's a reason our bodies require so much goddamn fuel, all right, one way or another. These brains up here, while they're quite power efficient when you think about it, probably the most power efficient goddamn things that we know of, it's still a lot of power, man, for this little, like, jug of Jello up here. I gotta feed it all the time. It takes so much energy for me to think with it, man. Why can't I just not think? Why can't I just drool while watching a TV show all day? When I accidentally take melanin instead of melatonin, but were you able to sleep though? Cast actors who actually look like the original character, or draw the whole deck. Modern Hollywood. Well, yeah, I've complained about this plenty of times. I'm a Resident Evil fan, and it seems like every single time they do a Resident Evil movie, they cast actors that look nothing like the ones I'm used to. However, maybe it's because that person gave such a good audition or performance that they're like, who gives a shit? Who cares? The guy that played Leon in Welcome to Raccoon City, while a dog shit movie, he was great. I liked his whole thing. He was a good Leon. I'll say it, okay? Bad movie, pretty good Leon. When you gave them free will and they used it to make NFTs, well, it took a long time to get there. Let's be honest about that. Women, I know you want something from me, right? Men, I'm just being nice. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Oh, don't even for a minute, pal. You know, the fucking second a guy says, I'm just being nice, is the moment that mask is about to fall off their face. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna generalize it. If you are genuinely just trying to be nice, good. That's a good thing. But that's the bare fucking minimum, by the way. The bar is in the dirt. Being nice is not supposed to be, you know, as he's pointing out here, I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you're supposed to be nice to everyone. Okay, you are. However, it seems like whenever someone does say, look, I'm just a nice guy or I'm being nice, they're about to not be fucking nice. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that women's viewpoints on men are incorrect or ever have been. Because women are right. They're very right. Okay? Men are fucking crazy. All right? Sure, not me, not you, but men are, scary. They're scary, okay? You don't know what it's like to be a woman, neither do I. I believe them, okay? And no, women don't literally hate every single man on the planet and want them to disappear, and obviously not. But I'm not gonna sit here and say anything that discounts their experiences that I'll never understand. I just know that their experiences are real, all right? Fellas, we don't worry nearly as much about walking home by ourselves, at night or in broad daylight. Think about that one for a minute. When you feel a pain in right of your chest, when you feel a pain in the left of your chest, when you feel a pain in the center of your chest, dude, they seem to happen everywhere. Sometimes at the same time, sometimes they'll migrate. Most of the time, it's just dotting around. This was the peak of US-China relations. Oh man, I haven't seen those in a while. Got any fatherly advice for me? If you find a website where you can watch pirated movies, don't share it on TikTok or YouTube. Many sites have been taken down because of that. I know in the past, there was a website that I used to use that I will not mention, like by name, but I remember on that website, they said, if we catch you talking about it, we'll ban your account. Like, dude, love it. That was such a good way to deter people from trying to ruin it for all of us, right? I don't know where they are now, but if you are out there, I hope more people start to do what you did. The movie theater employee watching me buy 5 buckets of popcorn and 1 ticket to the Minecraft movie. I'm sorry, if you're one of the people that threw popcorn around the room during that, you're a goddamn asshole because I know you didn't clean it up. When you try to find a solution to your problem online, but it turns out you're the only one who has it, dude, that's me for everything. I'll even mention it to my IT friends, like, oh, have you ever seen this before? No. What the hell is wrong with you? How do you have all these problems? Real professional. Oh, dude, if that's real, that fucking rules. My fingers are long and beautiful, as it has been well documented. Are various other parts of my body? Smoking kills. If you're killed, you've lost a very important part of your life. What is my talent? Well, a bear can juggle and stand on a ball, and he's talented, but he's not famous. Ah, Kim, that's pretty good. I am God's vessel. My greatest pain in life is that I'll never be able to see myself perform live. Okay, buddy. I actually don't like thinking. I think people think I like to think a lot, and I don't. I don't like to think at all. I think that gay marriage is something that should be between the man and the woman. When did he say that? How long ago was that? Would he say the same thing now, or was this like last week? Because Arnold, if you did say this recently, man, that's really disappointing because you've been a pretty cool goddamn guy in a lot of ways up to this point. In a lot of ways, sure, he's done a lot of shitty stuff. All of us have, all right? It's just when you're rich and famous, it seems way more dramatic than it is. I know Arnold's done crappy stuff. He cheated on his wife and had a child with his maid or whatever the hell. Not a perfect guy by any means, but he has fought a good fight on more than one occasion for people, all right? But if that's what he actually still believes, yikes. That's a bad one. Just, man, sure does fucking suck. You've got all the money in the goddamn world, and you choose to belittle the people that are most at risk. Same. And my given votes are gonna go once I leave. Oh, right. Thanks, Reddit. Guys, I forgot how Darude Sandstorm goes. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you're lying to me, actually. These edibles are weak as hell. 2 hours later, woman accidentally joins search party looking for herself. I may seem a bit shy, but once you get to know me, I'm actually crazy. Yes, that's just how it works. We're all a little shy when we meet brand new people, especially if it's like a one-on-one situation, you know? We're nervous. That's normal. But when we become buddies, then we show our personalities. That's it. Anderson means son of Anders. Svensson means son of Sven. Erickson means son of Eric. No! How do I get a girl/boyfriend? Couples? Single people? Shit, I don't know, dude. When you smell that smells like a smell you smelled during childhood. What a sentence. I hate you. When you sneeze and that weird smell kicks in, you can smell again. It's time to start cleaning up. Hating on AI slop. Hating on my son. Oh, man. Me listening to ads on Spotify after paying for ad-free Spotify. What? That is, huh? AAA game companies versus Steam. Please buy our $500 console and also a subscription so you can play online. You want to buy this game from your childhood? How's $5 sound, boss? That's That's not Steam or Valve's doing, by the way. Valve/Steam does not go out and make sure that your childhood favorites are on their platform. That's not how that works. And, okay, well, consoles have always been expensive. You've always bought them. We've always been buying consoles. Sure, the value is almost gone now when you look at what's been offered for the price over the years. But look, I love Steam, I love Valve, but let's not start, like, conflating what it is they actually do, or what they've contributed, or that their business model is literally the best, considering Valve, sure, while a private company, doesn't pull in Sony or Microsoft numbers, and never will, right? I don't think they're ever going to get to that point. But, I love them. Let's just not make things more than what they fucking are, please. Ah, The First of Us. Man, do you think there could be a sequel to The First of Us? Like, let's say part 2, where they do something that just really pisses everyone off? Do you think that'd be possible? What would that event be? That Grungo, like, makes the wheel, and then next game Grungo gets killed, like, 4 minutes in, and Binkles pretends he invented the wheel? Like, what are we thinking about here? When your target customers think a quarter is bigger than a third? Ah, yes, the old A&W v McDonald's thing. Yeah, that was a good one. Jesus, dude. My 6-year-old son is in a wheelchair, so I made him a tank for Halloween this year. What branch? Special Forces? That's the type of joke the kid would make. Put it down gently so as not to break the TV. Put it down gently so as not to break the table. Or your back. Gas and diesel is fossil fuel made from dead animals. Therefore, vegans cannot drive. I mean, I guess those animals have been dead for hundreds of millions of years, so it's a little bit different than the cow that was killed like a week ago or something. Me, when I tell a teacher I don't know the answer and they respond with, yes, you do. Oh, shit, I do.
They don't teach you this in school. Look inside. Taught in school. Pfft, come on, come to the beach. We'll pick you up at 7 o'clock. Me at 3:30 p.m. Whoops. How the fuck did they write essays without any chat GPT? It's a question we've been asking for hundreds of years, and, I think it's just one of Earth's mysteries. I am once again asking why a sandwich costs $14 now. It's a great question. That is also one of the questions we've been asking for hundreds of years. What I imagine I'll do in an apocalypse situation, what I'll actually do. Yeah, if I'm able to play video games, and I'm safe from whatever has caused the apocalypse, yeah, sure. Rich fellas, money doesn't make you happy. Material wealth isn't reliable. Poor guy, can I have some then? Rich fellas, what kind of nonsense is this? Late boomers when they see millennials struggling to buy a house with $5 and 3 peanuts. Don't they know back in my day I did that shit easy? I mean, what could have changed, really? What possibly could have changed in all this time? Release the Epstein files. Democrats, Republicans. Well, not all Republicans, I bet. Probably not all Democrats either. My body gives me signals to sleep the entire day. Me goes to bed. My body. Well, now I'm not doing it. That one Indian who actually works for Microsoft trying to convince people he's not a scammer. Okay, that's kind of funny. That is kind of a really funny concept. I need someone to make a sketch about that immediately, in a tasteful manner. After being interrupted for the 4th time during a conversation, I'll just sit here and, not have a mouth. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. When character build doesn't affect in-game physics. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm impressed with Khaled. That probably hurts like hell. A gun to your head. You get one song choice. Recite it perfectly. You're free. Mess up, he pulls the trigger. Which song you picking? Alphabet. I'm not taking no risks. How much time you got? Let's see how many ELO songs I can do in a row. Grok after tweeting so unhinged, it makes the CEO resign. You know, that sure will be something, wouldn't it? That would be fantastic. You want a good time, honey? 11-year-old me? Hell yeah. Breaking news. Superman taken into ICE custody. Oh man, Superman could do the funniest thing right now with his eyes, you know? Like melting them. Little sibling cries. It's gonna be okay. Mom cries. I'm sorry, but I'm here for you, Mom. Dad cries. Okay, we're f***ed. No government will ever find you if your camo is the Epstein client list. How they felt after showing us the edited footage of Epstein's cell. Hacker Man. Dude, if you haven't seen Kung Fury, please watch Kung Fury. There's a sequel, and I think we're finally getting it. I hope. Breaking news. President is dropping a new EO. Everyone who can't pass a citizenship test is getting deported. 2/3 of the US citizens. Struggling in the English test. Look at bro for help. He's counting on his fingers. Why is he counting on his fingers? The hottest summer in history. 1 year has passed. The hottest summer in history. 1 year has passed. It can't keep going on like this, guys. How I saw Elon Musk in 2016, how I see Elon Musk today. You know what? Yeah. Quote, skill-based matchmaking after you win more than 2 games in a row. Well, time to suffer. Time to plummet the old rank. Oh, that's somebody I used to know on the radio. Now and then anxiety, keep on trying me. Somebody's watching me. My anxiety. I'm tired of hearing it. Man who swiped right 2 million times on Tinder finally lands a date after 5 years. POV, people who quit after 1,999,999 right swipes. When you're about to boot up your favorite 10-year-old video game and it says there's a 10 gigabyte update. Huh? Men, what's preventing you from dressing like this? I understand dryer settings, and I don't want to look like a douchebag. How hospitals calculate medical bills. 248 plus 208. Yeah, $4,416 please. Oh, and your insurance, they're covering 3. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. You were scurrying around where you shouldn't have been. That's an unfortunate photo, by the way. That's a crazy. How do you get this photo? Like, I feel so bad for him, man. Smart TV users. Please, I don't understand what I did wrong. YouTube giving them 8 unskippable ads. Speak the words you are afraid to speak. Big ass and small titties is better than big titties and small ass. Flame on, brother. When you and bro are 23 years into playing gay chicken and you begin to think he might actually be gay. I'm sorry, gay chicken? I've never heard of this until right now. When someone shows you their newborn, but it's ugly as fuck. Is cute. HR, stop being late all the time. Being late 5 minutes after months of perfect attendance. What have I done? Dentist, you've been grinding in your sleep. Me, I appreciate a big dog. Me watching 2 drunk dudes fight each other at the train station with a cold kebab and a warm beer in my hands. You mean kebab? And a warm beer in my hands while I'm totally shit-faced myself. The food, the atmosphere, everything is flawless. When you hold the door for an elderly person and they call you a handsome young man. Yeah, I know. Me seeing a health bar appear over my therapist's head after my 3rd joke of the session. Uh-oh. Jail Republican pedos, jail Democratic pedos. I think we can all agree on this one. Oh yeah. My 4-year-old learning to count and noticing 1 missing in 8 chicken nuggets. What? The vampire after I cover my entire body with garlic except my meat. You can't do this to me. AI slop, boomers. Yeah, they're just eating it up. They oh man, we gotta inform our our elders. Release the Epstein files, FBI. Take down a Nintendo game pirating site. There we go. Now we're tackling the big issues here. Waiting for a pounding when you get home, Daddy. Seriously? Again? Shit. Sorry, Dad. Change his name in your phone. Hogwarts students after finding out the room of requirement has beds and soundproof walls. Millennials. Scrubs is getting a reboot. Gen Z. What's Scrubs? What? Diddy's lawyer. All the evidence in the world. Yeah, I don't know how the hell he got out of that one, but that's a great precedent, right? Forgive me if I get this one wrong. Burj Khalifa cost $1.5 billion. GTA 6 cost $2 billion. Korean police wondering why 456 people randomly go missing every year. So weird. My fellow Americans, please stop ordering at coffee shops as if you're in Starbucks. Dentist, how often do you brush your teeth? Patient, every day. Patient's teeth. Yeah, they know. They know. Go touch grass. My brother in Christ, I live in a concrete jungle. I literally can't. That is a lot of concrete, holy shit. Majority of people who try to use this meme but fail miserably, me and a few fellows who actually know it. Nap time and spankings. As a child? I don't think so. As an adult? Perhaps. When helicopters operate in sandstorms, they create a halo of sparks. Guys will see this and say, hell yeah. Yeah, I had to hold back from saying that looks f***ing sick before I read the second part. I need footage of this now. Guys who think it's gay to wipe their asses. You guys always act like you're better than me. People who wipe, people with ostomies, people with bidets. Okay, but make sure if you have a bidet, you should still wipe. Like, the bidet aids in cleaning. It's like, don't just use the bidet, please. Casinos when they catch people cheating. What the fuck? Casinos when they're caught cheating. Wasn't us. Ex-lovers cooking up another sob story to make you look like a bad person for cutting them off. Zarko Pejanovic wins the 2022 Lying Down Championship by lying down for 60 hours straight. Nobody told me it was a sport. I could be a potential gold medalist. The local pyromaniac adding his favorite thing to the town's time capsule before it gets buried. You gotta have some fire, right? POV, when you finally have a girlfriend, and now everyone's jealous. Yeah, sorry ladies, she's mine. Travis Kelce went from looking like he sells vape cartridges behind a 7-Eleven to looking like he makes homemade candles and cries after intercourse. That's very specific. When you're showing signs of recovery at the hospital, but you see a pill-popping man with a cane walk in. Oh no.
All right, so if Reddit existed in 1919, what kind of questions would be asked there? Help me decide if I should go to art school or get into politics? What's the... Oh, god damn it, why? Why does it always come back to that guy? Like, god damn it, just stop, please! Just let it stop. Let it all end, I beg of you. He cheated on me with the same girl my other ex cheated on me with. So she's up 2-0. You gotta play some offense, Maddie. God damn it, governments. We're fully transparent on this matter. Also them when someone digs a little deeper. Yeah, of course, they've never told the truth with that. Why the hell would they? Oh no, we're totally transparent, liar. You're a big fat stinky liar. Whoa, okay, this image is hilarious because for me, even though you're not gonna see it this way, it's very far over to the right. Just full right side of my screen. Bro, I'd let you hit if I was a girl. Me? Well, I mean, come on, as people have pointed out, you could just still let him anyway, I mean. All right, McDonald's really dropped the hardest cap of all time back in 1982. Yeah? Why don't they do it again? Where can I find, that's right, I'm calling to you, once again a call to action to you, the listener, where can I find me, the Big Mac Snapback? That's not really how it is, but you know, come on, it really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Why, oh my god, when you use another, wow, god, this is gonna freak me out, I'm gonna try my best. When you see another post censoring the most harmless words. I do not know why they do this or why they have done this. When you're finally old enough to buy your parents a Christmas gift, surprise, mother, father. Okay. All right, fine. I'll let you have that one. You can have that one. Merry Christmas, even though I'm recording this on January 16th. Juice companies advertising 100% natural fruit. Cigarette companies advertising their product will kill the consumer. Well, that's because they're required to. They are legally required to put a stamp on each pack of cigarettes that says it's gonna kill you. Okay? And look, just don't. All right, as of the day I'm recording this, like I said, January 16th, David Lynch passed away from emphysema, and that was from a lifetime of smoking. He did make it to 78, but that doesn't mean everybody else does. Doesn't mean everybody else gets to make it there, all right? So if you're currently dealing with cigarettes, I urge you to just really try stopping. I know that's easier said than done, but I urge you so hard. When climate change starts affecting not just the poors, you know, Yeah, I get it, but people like this don't understand that there are a lot of non-rich people that live in Los Angeles. Hell, most of Los Angeles are non-rich people, and that whole area. Just because the house is worth $5 million now doesn't mean it was when their great-great-grandfather bought it in 1912, all right? Sure, that does inherently mean they're part of the rich people now, but it's not quite the same as the billionaire that's built his entire empire off the backs of other people. It's just not in the same ballpark. You gotta be a little more empathetic towards the not billionaires that just lost their entire homes and had their fire insurance canceled because insurance companies can legally do literally whatever the flying they want. Porn be straight lying. I tried seducing my teacher and I got court next week. All right, wow. That's not even a fucking funny joke. That's not even fucking funny. Porn be lying. I just tried to sexually assault my teacher and now I got court. Okay. Californian insurance companies working round the clock to deny fire claims. They're not even denying claims. They canceled people's entire policies right before this shit happened. They get to do whatever they want to do. I think insurance companies are probably the most inherently evil thing in the United States right now. Imagine the effort it took this dolphin to propose. Then the woman he loves does this in front of him? It's just awful. I'm sorry, but she did make the right decision. No shade towards the dolphin, but she is correct here. I'm sorry. When 10 pants aren't enough, 11 pants. Who was the first person to see that subtitle and go, oh my god, I have literally the worst joke idea of all time and it's gonna be so funny? And do numbers, higher than 11 for sure. Me watching Elon Musk running past good items in Path of Exile 2. He doesn't know what video games even are. He's a grifter, he is a loser, he is a goddamn tourist who just wants to throw his name into everybody's f***ing mouth everywhere. He cannot have, or there cannot be, something that he is not in or involved in. He has to make it about him at all times. Rest of the world, European countries experimenting with 4-day work week. Rest of the world. Yeah, we could follow them in this. We should. You know what? I want us to have a 1-day work week. Just 1 day on, we work like crazy for 10 hours, and then we get to go crazy the rest. Huh? Let's all do that. No, seriously though, a 4-day work week would be quite nice. When you realize 2020 also started with a wildfire, okay, I think I see what you're saying. Are you saying that now we're gonna get COVID 3? We're skipping 2, we're getting 3, right? I know that you'd think the sequel would be COVID 20, but no. No. These are like movies, okay? We didn't have 18 movies prior to 19, you know what I'm saying? Casually researching the biggest food company only to discover that it's like 12 smaller food companies that were bought and merged over time. That tends to be how it happens. I feel like we could have made a pretty realistic guess about that being the case. 9 times out of 10, I feel like that's it. I don't know how often it is that one company becomes as big as those other 12 without buying them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Show me a real gamer. I said a real gamer. Perfection. My dad built a PC, Core i9 9900K, RTX 2080 Ti, and the first game he downloads is Doom. Hell yeah. You know how great it is having a hardware ceiling so powerful that you know you can play basically anything you've been wanting to play your whole life again with perfect performance? Dude, overkill can sometimes be the way to go. God, when Christians choose to hate and reject instead of love and accept, why is no one loving their neighbor? I specifically requested it. No, not like that though. Everything comes with conditions, except God's love. Just kidding, that has a lot of conditions too. When you drive past an NPC in GTA and hear them say, learn to drive, asshole. Oh, right. It's time to kill them. More time has passed since the release of GTA 5 than between the releases of GTA Vice City and GTA 5. Skeletor will return with more disturbing facts. I mean, I don't know. The scope of everything continues to get larger and larger and grander because the public demands it every single time. They demand it, right? So it sucks, but this is just what you have to expect. If you demand that GTA 6 be one of the largest, craziest, most open, flawless, amazing gaming experiences of all time that 2-ups Grand Theft Auto 5, the one that came before, yeah, it's gonna take 500 years to make and $1 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now approaching... cause knives, I get it. Guys, I'm finally taller than my dad. But it was not only because I grew taller. Did he shrink cause old? Or did you cut his legs off? How I look at bro after his mom asked if we were hungry and he said no? Yeah, man, you don't speak for me, motherfucker. This tummy is a grumbling. Let's make something happen here. Let's make some moves. Study. Eating ice cream for breakfast may improve mental performance. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that the times I had ice cream for breakfast were not during the times my life was going well. Right. But if you start eating ice cream for breakfast every single day, then statistically, things are gonna change. Guys, my mom stopped saying when if you find a girlfriend and started saying if. Well, that's just mean, Mom. You're supposed to be supportive no matter what. Come on! Me sneaking up on the police officer after they find the igloo made of bricks in my yard? Why, you didn't do anything wrong. You were just having fun. You were being silly. You were making a fort. What's wrong with that? Plus, it's a shelter. Shelter's not illegal. Well, okay, sometimes I guess it is. Insurance companies ready to deny people house fire insurance? Hell yeah. Like, what do we do? At a certain point, what is it that we do, right? They can't keep killing people. They can't keep destroying people's lives en masse and stealing our money in the process. Because that's exactly what they're doing. If I spend $10,000 on homeowners insurance or car insurance over the course of a decade or something like that, and then they last minute cancel my shit and leave me after a disaster that I have been paying for, a disaster that I've been paying thousands of dollars for over the years, they just decide to pull the rug out from underneath me, all that money was stolen. Every single penny of that money was stolen. So what the f*** do we even do? They're stealing all our money, killing us, or in crazy cases as well, leaving us to foot millions of dollars worth of bills, which we can't do. So what the fuck are we gonna fucking do? Because this can't keep happening. This can't be the norm. We can't continue to just go, well, there's nothing to do about it. I'll make a pissy tweet. Like, what do we do? Something literally has to change now. Wait, you guys actually think Trump will invade Canada, Greenland, and Panama? I thought it was a joke. Coming from that guy's mouth, I don't think he understands humor. The system is down. The rest of the company, the IT guys. Well, what are y'all doing otherwise? I'm just kidding. I know you guys are answering tickets 24/7, and then everybody else gets a break but you. I can't believe people actually listen to K-pop. 10-year-old me when Peak came on. Yeah, it sure was Peak. Yeah. There it is, Mr. Frodo. Los Angeles. Jesus Christ. Come on. Come on. Teacher, the next one who laughs goes to detention. How bro is looking at me. Every single time without fail, that son of a bitch. When you step on a crunchy leaf and it's a 2 out of 10 crunch instead of a 10 out of 10. Dude, if there's a crunchy leaf on the ground, there's 10,000 more immediately around you that you could also step on. So why don't you do yourself a favor, use your brain, and step on the rest of them, because that 10 out of 10 is going to get hit almost immediately. You just have to believe and pay attention. Zuckerberg watching users migrate to a new Chinese app instead of switching over to Meta. I don't know why he expected anybody to switch over to Meta. All right? That shit's embarrassing and bad, and by his own admission, full of bots. Like, what the fuck? He was... Too big to fail became insane, obviously, many years ago, but now it's so insane that you can literally tell your investors and shareholders, the ones that you're always beholden to, that you are lying. You are actively f***ing lying. But I guess at the end of the day, they know it'll make them more money, so why should they care? If it's fake, but the money is real, whatever. Legend says it still has a full battery. Oh, absolutely. I can almost guarantee you that battery is still full and that sucker is still working. How parachute companies feel after realizing that it's impossible for them to get bad reviews? Who the hell would review a parachute company, though? Like, I'm not gonna give you 5 stars because my parachute worked. That is a flawless expectation. That is an expectation that should be guaranteed every single time, no matter what. I think someone reporting about your parachute not opening and getting someone killed is the 1-star review. It is the bad review. I shouldn't need to review something that should work like a parachute. French pigs be like, oink. Japanese pigs be like, oink. American pigs be like, stop resisting! God, how old is this one now? A classic, if you will. How I sleep at night after pirating music and TV series instead of paying for Spotify and Netflix. I am seriously working on getting rid of Spotify. I'd like to just have all of my own music again. My own. Buying CDs, scanning them in, and just having them all, right? I want to go back to that. But it is really, really difficult. The convenience of being able to look up basically any song at any time, whenever you hear it, is kind of awesome. Rather than the alternative of, say, I hear cool songs at, like, I don't know, The Gap or the gas station, and I tag them and then realize that I now have to buy 2 albums and wait 3 weeks for them both to get to me before I could start listening to that song. When your wife says she's tired of doing all the work around the house, so you marry 3 other women to help her? I'm nothing if not a gentleman, after all. Pooping? Wiping ass. Look, it's just, that's life for you, man. Born to poop, forced to wipe. That's it. That's what we're all about here on Earth. It's just a prank, bro. The prank. We made our friend an international fugitive. I'm gonna be your president forever. Jesus Christ, how long ago was this photo taken? The Reddit icon switching back to this. Finally, inner peace. Yeah, I completely forgot that they changed it for an hour and a half there. $20 is $20, motherfuckers, during the economic depression. My ass is $2. Look, I gotta make some money. Okay? In this world, it's unfortunately a requirement for me to make some cash. And you know what? I got a fat ass. Let's go. Don't sit too close to the TV or it'll hurt your eyes. 40 years later. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know how long you'd be able to stand a CRT an inch and a half away from your eyes, but, you know, technology's come a long way. Ooh, I like your sheets. Thanks, it has pockets. It has pockets. Interesting. You know, I guess if you don't have a nightstand or don't want to get a nightstand, you can just slot your phone in there and it'll still, you know, function as an alarm clock and everything, I mean. Me sacrificing my entire career for 8 extra minutes of sleep. Sleep is important and I'm tired of pretending it's not. It might be annoying to get sometimes. I don't sleep well, but when I do get sleep, I'm very much thankful for it. Why does my son have a spoon stuck to his gaming screen? Huh, that's a fair question. What kind of next level gamer bullshit is this? A multiverse of interesting characters with a very cool and unpredictable plots. Boy meet girl, love each other, the end. There's a reason some of these are used time and time and time and time again. We like them. It works. It's great for writing. That's a great plot device. Boy meet girl, love each other, the end. You could write 1 billion books off of that sentence alone. And we have. My parents in their 20s. Let's buy this house and have 3 children. Me in my 40s. Isn't it great? Will I ever be able to own a home of my own? No. My Uber Eats driver when I tip him nothing. You. My Uber Eats driver when I tip him 18% on a $10 burrito. You. Well, I do think that them being pissy at the customer is completely misdirected. All right? It's embarrassingly misdirected. Okay? Tipping culture is obnoxious. And it's always anger directed at the wrong goddamn people. Okay, yeah, this one definitely didn't need context for me. I totally understand what it is I'm looking at here with the low resolution and the lack of, as I said, any kind of context at all. Can someone in the comments help me out for the love of God? Me reading all the messages I sent when I was in love. Is this a fucking AI image? Hold on. I know that it... Okay, I guess I can't zoom in. I know that it shouldn't matter, but I'm just fucking tired of it. Me. Want to come back to my place? Her. Want to come to mine instead?
I understand. See, that's clever. I hate you.
Your Honor, if it's illegal to drink and drive, then why did the bar have a parking lot? You know?
That's a good question.
I think it's because they also serve crappy food. See, that's really what you're supposed to go to a bar for, is to order a bunch of crappy food. Me turns off the big fan because it's too loud. Everyone else in the helicopter. That face, that look is a perfect look of confused fear. It sums up why would you do that so well. Me standing outside the women's self-defense class trying out their skills. Okay, sure, yeah. You do you, man. I don't even like, what the f*** do you want me to say? Billionaires doing esoteric rituals to convince the government they owe them nothing in taxation? They don't do any rituals to do that. They just pay what they, well, okay, not that much. They do pay the people in the government to not charge them taxes. That tends to be how it works, from what we know. Not a conspiracy or nothing. Lobbying is just super rich people in corporations paying politicians to not or pass laws. That's it. So the billionaires aren't like actually putting in any effort. They're going, instead of charging me $1 billion in taxes like you should, or 2 or 4 or 20 billion or whatever, how about I personally give you $20 million and then you can just make it all go away. Bing, bang, boom, ipso facto, here you go. Come, all of them. Boomer humor, I hate my wife. Boomers, when their adult daughters say they don't see value in marriage, I wonder why. A lot of boomers got married way too early, man. I'm talking like, look, we met and started dating when we were 14, okay, and then we got married when we were 18, and we decided to just not really live life together. Instead, we watched TV, we ate TV dinners, we drank beer, we did nothing. We did nothing. You need to experience the world with your loved one. You should do that, okay? And not just once a year. For the love of God. For the love of God. Just book a ticket. I'm kidding, of course, like Jesus. Even their world was not fit for actually experiencing things. When you're trying your best, but your dad disturbs you from the living room yelling, he's 33 now. He should get a job instead of sleeping until 2 p.m. I mean, I got nothing to say, Spider-Man. okay? I got nothing to say. You're Spider-Man. Why don't you just tell him? He might feel a little bit better about the whole situation if you're just honest. Dad, I'm a superhero. What the hell would you like me to do? Work at a pizza joint? Come on. That's silly. Why would I do that? I slingshotted my son's sticky bug to the ceiling, and as you can tell, they're both fascinated and excited for it to fall back down. Look at that little gentleman. Look at that guy. I mean, I don't know if they're actually a little gentleman, but isn't that just the cutest shit you've ever seen? Because it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Hey, Clark, how about I tag along to your next interview with this Superman? Wow, the sharpening filters you put on here look like absolute dog ass and were not necessary at all. I understand the joke. I do think it's funny. I've been seeing this a lot recently, specifically on Twitter, but now I'm distracted by how awful this looks. Dog, just either wait for the high-res digital shit to come out or just deal with the fact that it's going to be low-res. Quit making stuff look like garbage. It's stupid, okay? As a matter of fact, I think memes were more endearing by far when they looked like crap. Not like this crap, like low-res crap, you know? Nothing you could do about it. It's just all my sources were 12 pixels wide by 2 pixels tall, you know? That's it. How the pharmacist looks at me when I ask for a condom. What? What? I guess this one I'm confused about. Just asking for a condom? Asking the pharmacist specifically? I don't know, maybe it's based, my lack of knowledge about this is based on where I'm from. I've never asked a pharmacist for that. Is that the joke? Like, you're not supposed to ask a pharmacist for that? They're like, what the hell do you mean? Leave me alone? Take your prescription and get the hell out of here, you know? Parasites in humans, they cause stomach aches. Parasites in insects? Well, I don't think they're the same parasites necessarily, you know? Also, I don't know. Bugs are built different, obviously. I mean, look at them. Bugs. Your house belongs to the bugs, and there's nothing you can do. You better have gotten that reference, or I'm gonna be real upset with you. People who let others merge in traffic, people who speed up just to block them. Man, the only problem I have with merging is if you are on the ramp coming onto the highway, I understand that not everybody's car is a frickin' sports car and can get up to speed as fast as possible. I drive a small economy car. It's not fast. However, it seems like more and more people are just straight up not even trying to get up to speed. If it's 75 miles per hour on the highway and you try to merge at like 40, you are dangerous. That is not how that works. Just for the love of God, try. Me still pulling all-nighters in my 30s, it's actually insomnia. Fire outfit though, dude. I gotta say, fire outfit. I am so glad that there's one thing I do not suffer from, it's actual insomnia. I'll have sleepless nights, but never before have I ever thought, oh, dude, this is insomnia and I'm screwed. I'm very happy that that's like the one thing my anxiety has not given me over the years, man, because, woo, I would be so angry all the time. This is what I mean when I say don't make me get out of character. So like, in a literal sense, you are, I don't know, I'm asking the wrong questions again, which is fine. I feel like that should be encouraged because sometimes the wrong questions will get you very good answers. But anyway, when you know why VPN downloads shot up but just can't censor it? Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, absolutely. Of course they know why. It was all a conspiracy, you see. VPN companies went out of their way to pay all of the politicians off one way or another. I don't think it's necessarily as easy there as it is here. Paid them all off so that their companies would shoot up in value and gain trillions of subscribers all at once. It's all a conspiracy, man. They're gonna get you. You're not even watching the movie. Me? Yes, I am. Don't do that. I'm serious. I mean, there are lots of times where I'm showing a movie where I don't really care. Like, whatever, this movie sucks, and that's kind of the point, is it sucks and it's stupid. Whatever, we don't have to pay close attention to that. But if I'm showing you something that's really special to me, we will be turning it off the second I notice you don't give a shit. All right, we will be doing that, and we won't be trying it again. We're just not gonna, okay? For me, that's sort of like a one-chance thing. It will be clear to me that you don't care, and then I'm just not going to bother trying again. I don't know why I would. I don't know. That's where life has led me. I don't trust that anymore. Professors who haven't updated their slides since 2020, judging students for being lazy. Yeah, when they get tenure, dog, it's all over. I must be under some kind of a delusion. What the hell does tenure actually mean? because I've always been told when you get it, you cannot be fired. So that's when a lot of professors will just start going, I don't give a shit. I can't be fired. I'll do whatever I want. Here, I'll show up to class naked. When someone starts crying in front of me, but I'm not good with that stuff, so I just stand there like this. Well, that's helpful. You could say anything. You know, I feel like you could say literally anything. Okay, not literally. Not literally, I take that back. There's a lot of stuff you could say that would be better than you just standing there like a weird chicken. Me, afraid to ask her out. She taking the first step. Man, I am under the impression that every woman ever wants to be left alone at all times. You know, people always ask, not just me, they ask a lot of men, like, well, why don't you ask? Like, well, because I immediately begin to think, well, you're probably not single. You're clearly not wanting people to approach you about that, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable, so I'm just never gonna talk to any of y'all at all. People don't approach me. People have literally never once approached me, and they never will, and I do not want to come off as a jerk or a creep or otherwise, so I'm just never gonna talk to you. It's just how that goes. Little kids, when they fall down and get hurt, them for 3 seconds, also them after 3 seconds. Well, yeah, they have to let it load, okay? That's a lot of data all at once. Pain, you know what I mean? That and a lot of pain kind of increases, you know? So while it may not hurt immediately, hold on, we're waiting. Oh my God, there it is. You've felt that before. I know you have. There's instant pain, like stubbing your pinky toe on the leg of a coffee table. And then there's, like, say you pinched your finger in a door. There's an initial spike of pain, but then like, oh God, it's getting worse. Oh no. When I use bro's phone to look up something and see the auto rotate on, I guess? Like, well, I know it's implying, hey, you watch porn. So do you, dude. What the f*** is this about? Man, I keep that on so that I can watch YouTube at night, not in a thumbnail size. What are you talking about? Let's ban masturbating. Oh, good luck with that one, though. No. Let's ban things that we use to make it, I don't even know, is it more efficient? I have no clue what you would really call it at this point. That's not what it's about, though. That's never been what it's about. They genuinely just want to get to the point where they can start censoring all art because they don't like it, or because it doesn't talk about Jesus or something like that. They want to censor everything. This gorilla looks like he decided to hold his undergraduate philosophy lecture outside since it's a nice day. I mean, yeah, he probably did. Is that a problem for you? When I know bro only studies robotics to build a sex robot but can't prove it yet, that is way too much effort. I'm sorry. I don't care how good the end result may be. That's just too much effort, dude. I don't care about robots. Man, gun owners, when they hear their window break downstairs at midnight, yeah, I gotta say, if you do own any weapons, and you do somewhere in your brain have a desire to get to use them against another person, you're a psycho. Mississippi, can I borrow $20? US, are you gonna pay me back? No. All right, here's $5.7 billion every year. I'm not even gonna bother looking for a source. Sure, it, why not? I'll believe anything. Finally, I understand why cars have these things. This image is like 20 years old. It took you this long with this image and many others like it floating around all this time, and you're only just now realizing what spoilers have really been for? You're a fool. Me, when bro is showing the breakup text and I scroll a bit too far up, what was up there? I don't know what your reaction's for. What the hell was up there? Quit being secretive. Don't be sneaky. Just tell me. Be a big boy and tell us what's going on. I'll arrive in a Mercedes. Bro's expectation, reality. We certainly don't have any Mercedes buses here in Colorado that I've seen. That is interesting, though. That's a swanky looking bus just because it has that stupid logo on the front of it. Also, what do you guys call this bus? This style of bus? Because we do have these in the US all over the place, mainly in very large cities. I always grew up calling them accordion buses. What do you call them? Comment down below or head over to my social media that's also linked in the description if you want to let me know what you call these weird buses. Making the internet a safer place for children, censorship, invasion of privacy, control. It always starts with, we gotta protect the kids. Literally every time. That is how it begins. And it's moved so fast this time that we can't keep up anymore. We're gonna lose, and the internet will become real weird real fast. Minors have less freedom to do legal things, but more freedom to do illegal things. I don't know what the f that means, but I will say that it is kind of crazy that there are no spaces really outside of the home where kids are allowed to exist safely, you know? Like shopping malls. I know kids are little assholes, for sure. We all were, you know? But it sucks that like a local mall we have here. I went there, and on every single entryway, hey, if you're not 18, you can't come in here. Like, the erosion of spaces that not just kids, but people in general get to exist without spending money is gonna be a serious cause of our f***ing demise. When I was a kid, there were no phones or tablets. We read cereal boxes at breakfast. I don't give a shit. You're so much better than us because you grew up with inferior technology. I'm not defending, iPad parents and stuff like that. I am just saying I don't care. You're not special. Who exactly are airport shops for? Like, imagine going, oops, forgot to grab a Prada bag and a Rolex that I totally need for my flight. I can't even imagine how expensive that stuff would be at an airport, location for the store, I cannot imagine how expensive that shit already is. Like a $30,000 Rolex somewhere out in town, it's probably like $2 million in an airport. Boomers in 2010 telling me I shouldn't put personal stuff on the internet. Boomers in 2025 posting their ID and passport to every random website to protect the kids. It's always to protect the kids. I'm gonna keep saying it. Want to order pizza? I don't eat cheese. Crow of judgment. For medical reasons. You should have stated how weak your bloodline was in your Tinder bio. No. Elemental system. Fire/water is the strongest. The rest are niche and or irrelevant. What is this referring to? Like, I would like to specifically know, like, what games or whatever you're referring to here. I can't pick it out. You accidentally pour a potion on yourself? You're now immortal? Oh shit, you're now immortal? You're immortal, but are you invulnerable? These are two different things. I can be immortal and still get killed. I can still get hit by a truck. I can still have a cartoonishly large bank safe fall on my head while I'm walking around, or have a piano dropped on me, Immortal. I get to choose when it's time to go. I get to stay a little longer. Invulnerable, it's kind of, the other way around. You can drop whatever you want on my head. I'm good, but I might still die at 85 years old. When you shine a black light on her after a girl's trip to Miami, okay. Wow. I cannot begin to state how pathetically stupid this one is. This is the tops? This is the top meme right here? Is that what we're dealing with? It didn't take her a second to understand. What time was I born? Stay away from her. Thousands of goons giving Lil Tay millions on her 18th birthday. Me wanting the Epstein list public. We all still want that list. We're not gonna forget about that list. Although that whole thing with her is a seriously f***ed up problem because, as people pointed out, if she had content ready to go for her 18th birthday, then all the content these weirdos are paying for, these creeps, these pieces of shit, is footage of her before she was 18, so, cool, awesome. Men wear $60 boxers for $3 worth of dick. They wear men. Women wear Victoria's Secret panties for pussy that ain't no secret. Look, these are funny, I guess, but what's up with the wear? Oh, it doesn't matter. Patience, Ted, patience. Have we not seen this one about 1,000 times? Look, I know I've been here a long time. I've done, 1,700 plus EmKay videos over the last 5 years, but I feel like some circle around more than others. Have we seen everything the internet has to offer? There's no way, right? For when you need the pizza yesterday, that is a sick delivery vehicle. But remember, those cars are really shitty cars. There is a reason they did not make it. They did not last, and shit, 88 miles an hour was probably its maximum speed because it was made out of thick solid steel and, was a pile of shit. Gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to inform you that I have been graciously selected to watch my female BFF's kid while she goes on a date with another guy. Graciously selected? You do realize that they don't get to voluntold you to do anything. She asked, you said yes. That's your fault and problem. You were not selected. What's the biggest lesson that employment has taught you? Efficient workers got punished with more work. Always, yeah. It goes back to the phrase, give an inch, they take a mile. So stop giving them an inch. That's why so many people work slower. They work slower, they work a little bit less, they work at a pace that they know is expected, because if you do good, you're gonna need to do gooder forever. Me tracking something after ordering it? Always. I'll order it and like, all right, cool. Has it teleported to my front door yet? Thank you, Amazon, for once again giving the entire planet false expectations and having us take something for granted that we shouldn't. Having stuff be able to show up at our door in less than 24 hours after clicking buy is awesome, but you don't get to take that shit for granted. It can't last forever. It's not going to last forever. It is not sustainable. We need to go back to the mail-in order from the TV days like 25 years ago. Please allow 3 to 6 weeks for shipping and handling. We need that expectation back because good lord, coworker, are you doing anything after work? Me? No, I did things at work. Now I'm done. I do genuinely feel like that sometimes. Actually, you know what? I feel like that almost all of the time. Where I'll get finished with work and I'll think, finally, free time. And then someone says, you want to hang out? And I feel bad for going, I really don't. It's my free time. That's all there is to it. I'm going to stare at a wall for a couple hours and see how I feel after that. And then we'll see. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Just give me a minute. 720p in 2010, 720p in 2025. I mean, dude, 720p back when that became like a broadcast standard was mind-blowing. It really was. We just had this exponential graph when it came to resolution out of nowhere. And now they're making 8K TVs, which I think is stupid. I don't understand that. But of course 720p was going to get left in the dust. It's not even HD on YouTube anymore. Yeah, it's not. It's great. After reading the negative effects of drinking and smoking, I've decided to quit reading. All right. Could this mindset potentially be why the American lifespan is dropping a lot? I guess we doing stars now. I have read the story so many times, and I still cannot for the life of me remember off the top of my head why Michelin started doing that. Wasn't it because they produced, like, travel guides, and so they would rate restaurants for the travel guides or something like that? I can never fully remember because I'm dumb. All the world's governments and corporations coming together last week of all times to start censoring everything. Hey, at least they can agree on how they want to control our art and media and, something important like that versus controlling our out-of-control climate and how in 100 years humanity can't survive anymore. Thank God. Whether or not he or she is real, they can agree on censoring our art instead of helping the planet and the entirety of our species. I'm so glad they're focusing on what's important. Protecting the kids. My last 2 brain cells watching me forget what I came into the room for. Dude, I don't even do that anymore. I forget what I clicked on a new tab for in my browser while I sit at my desk. No, grape, unalive, PDF file. You're allowed to use the actual words. Yeah, that's another part of censoring that's been really annoying, is there are so many sites or apps or whatever where people make their living where they can't say those words now. You know, if you say the word or kill or I was probably bleeped out. The editor probably had to bleep every word that I just said there. And I do apologize, Mr. or Mrs. Editor. I do apologize for that. But here on YouTube, we don't get to say those things because we all have a job. So we are censored for the sake of money. Stay home so we can make COVID disappear like the security footage from Epstein's cell. It's never coming out. They're not gonna. Me watching politicians with one foot in the grave set policies we'll suffer from for decades. Man, I think it's so awesome that someone who has less than 5 to 10 years of life left making decisions that are going to affect the next 50 to 100 years. I think it's so cool they get to do that. Whoever told me to leave my car at the pub and take the bus home, turns out I was in no fit state to drive that either. Japanese teen invents underwear to make breasts look smaller. Thomas has never seen such bullshit before. It sucks that a teenager had to come up with... I know why she did. You guys know about Japan. You understand the Thomas part of this. It just sucks that they would have to do this to keep perverts and creeps and jackasses from doing what they do, or in an attempt to help them do it. They're in an attempt to... I don't know. I'm talking in circles because I have to. It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Why don't straight guys and lesbians hang out like straight girls and gay guys do? You know the answer to this fucking question. Do not play stupid. You know the answer to this goddamn question, man. What do you mean? What do you mean? Have you never heard a straight guy go, maybe you just haven't had the right dick before, honey? You know the why. When you know bro supports Tom from Tom and Jerry, but you just can't prove it yet. Turtles in cartoons when their shells are removed. Turtles in real life when their shells are removed. Yeah, it is a part of their body. It's not just something they find on the ground and crawl into. When your pansexual friend has you over for dinner and the food tastes extra salty. Schools start at 7 a.m., whether it's 6:55 a.m., whether it's 6:59. What a beautiful day to be locked in a building. Me watching the new hires skip lunch, skip breaks, thinking they'll get rewarded for working hard. I only skip lunch and generally breaks, or want to, because because I've always subscribed to the idea an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Sometimes you do need to do that. Like me, personally, I don't. I don't need to stop for 45 unpaid minutes and stare at a wall. Just let me finish working so that I can get the hell out of here. IRS when billionaires pay zero taxes. IRS when I miss $2 in taxes. We used to have free speech on the internet. Source? No one is noticing my legendary hat because of my mom. Do you need a stepfather? Get it? Cause hot lady. When it's career day and your mom shows up with a webcam and a laptop. My new hamster. Meeting my old hamster. Yo, doc, why do you need a new hamster? I mean, the old hamster's still alive. It's not like they wear out. I mean, yeah, they die, but did you leave his body in there? When I accidentally click on a live with 2 viewers and the guy starts thanking me for joining his live. Uh-oh, now you gotta stay.
He knows my name, occupation. He can find out about my family.
When your civilization is so awesome that the History Channel doesn't attribute your success to aliens. Really? They never once tried that? No, that actually genuinely surprises me. Look, I'm sure they had plenty of good innovation. I mean, look at that road that we're staring at right now. Very clearly a very well-built road, although I will say, let's be a little realistic. I don't know if the Roman road would hold up to semis and 100,000 cars every single day like most of the streets that we drive on here, at least in the US. But yeah, well built, probably better maintained because, well, they didn't have to maintain it quite as often for many different reasons, you know? I mean, let's think about all the salt we pour on the roads every winter, depending on where you live. We shouldn't be doing that, but we're gonna keep doing it anyway because what else are we gonna do? But is that really the only civilization that the History Channel hasn't gone after alien-wise? Because that seems a little weird and unfair if you ask me. I know no one was asking me, but that's kind of why I'm here, right? Like at least a little bit? Anyway, whatever. Let's leave Rome in the dust. This video's not going to be recorded in a day. I'm kidding, it will be. It'll be recorded in less than an hour. Less than 30 minutes. Disgusting how these so-called vegans still drink water. That's a fish's house, you sick f***. Members of the X-Men when Magneto finds out which ones are rocking genital piercings. Why would he do that? Wait, where's he going? That's not space. Where the hell is that? Where is he sending them to? When she Googles it and you're still right. What a toxic marriage it seems like those two had. And man, look, I know that there's always going to be a certain level of quote-unquote rivalry or silliness in a marriage, and there should be. There really should be. Not like actual rivalry, just, you two teasing each other and being smartasses. It's when it clearly crosses the threshold and you get what, I mean, we don't know anything about their marriage. Like, I don't, and you don't either. No, TMZ reports are not the same thing as actually knowing, but from an outsider's perspective, it seemed like these two were really bad for each other. Like, monumentally terrible. I feel bad for them both. Jesus, I'm glad it's finally over. But they clearly crossed that threshold. No more light ribbing, no nothing. It's just, hey, f*** you. All the time, it seems like. And again, I just want to end this by saying, none of us know what it was like. No, you don't. No, you don't. How chess players sleep knowing they'll never buy booster packs of 50 pawns or pull a 1-star knight that doesn't know how to turn left. You know what? I'm going to keep it real with you, G. I'm going to keep it as real with you as I possibly can. That actually sound, not buying 50 pawns, but if we started like playing chess with dipshit rules like that, where, oh no, you rolled a 2, now your knight can only go right. That's kind of funny, right? Like, don't get me wrong, chess is perfect as is, but it's kind of cool to spice up some of these games, in my opinion, and it's not inherently bad. Besides, what are they going to do? Monopolize chess somehow and make it so you can never play the original basic ass board game again? You can just draw a board on the sidewalk with chalks and grab a bunch of rocks and still play chess. So it's not like they can take it from you or delete it like, say, Ubisoft tried to do with The Crew, or is doing with The Crew and many other games. I can't really shout out Stop Killing Games anymore because the petitions have closed, but you should still keep an eye on Stop Killing Games and buy physical media literally at all costs. Also, get rid of Spotify. Screw that piece of crap company. Sorry. That's this is not an infuriating subreddit, so I'm not gonna get mad today. I'm lying. Parents who give their kids iPads at 4 years old wondering why they grew up with no personalities or friends. Oh, so I grew up in a different era, obviously. I'm old. I'm basically dead at this point, call me 85, I'm 29, so I'm basically there, right? I grew up just before the smartphone smash, I think My mom got the first iPhone like the year it came out, and I thought, wow, that's crazy cool. You know, fast forward, I'm in high school. I finally get my first real, like, smart tablet phone. I think my first smartphone was a Samsung Blackjack. Love that thing, right? I did not grow up with tablets. I was not raised with that. However, what I was raised on was Skype, was my computer, was consoles and video games. The key difference here, in my opinion, being how much younger this seems to start, because I was not playing on the computer at 4 years old for 12 hours a day, okay? And they get to take these computers everywhere with them forever because mom and dad don't want their kid to make a sound. They want them to be hypnotized, which is bad. Stop letting your children be hypnotized. That's sort of a problem. On occasion, a pacifier's fine, but seems like things can get a little out of hand. You know what I mean? How Cartoon Network felt putting in not safe for work jokes and cartoons meant for kids. You think it was just Cartoon Network? Dog, it's been every animation studio forever. Hell, my personal favorite one ever, if you have an old VHS, I'm talking like 80s, 90s VHS, copy of The Rescuers from Disney, the original Rescuers. There's a lady's boobs out in that movie, straight up live action picture of boobs. It's there for one frame, but she's there, and it's really impossible to see, especially on a VHS, but it is there. It does exist. You know, everyone likes to look at, say, The Little Mermaid having a dong on the front cover of its initial releases, stuff like that. It's not just Cartoon Network, dude. It's everyone. Hell, I'm pretty sure My Little Pony Friendship is Magic had a lot of not safe for work jokes or references to media that absolutely are not meant for children. I remember distinctly they very obviously referenced The Big Lebowski. Not a kid's movie, but those characters exist in Ponyville, dog. When Shoddy thinks you're cheating on her, so she goes through your phone and all she could find was shit like this. Would she be more or less upset? I know the realistic answer here, but for real, ladies, come on. Would this freak you out a little bit more? Obviously, the answer is no, but come on. This is weird. Like, I get it, he's The Rock, but that's Geodude. So, I know, he's a rock type, whatever. I don't know. Isn't it kind of fun? I feel like we're going to look back on The Rock's era of stardom in such a weird way. We're going to look back on The Rock's run through Hollywood the same way a lot of people my age are starting to look back on the bacon craze of like 2010 through 2013. You know what I'm talking about, where everybody wouldn't shut the hell up about bacon. They made it a personality, t-shirts with bacon. Like, it was just a whole thing. I know you remember it. Hell, let me ask you a question real quick. When does the narwhal bacon? VPN companies in the UK right now? Man, I'm so conspiracy brained at this point, it makes me wonder if the VPN companies were in on it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course there's talks of banning them, so no, not realistically. We gotta keep our conspiracy brains low, even though I will say, you conspiracy theorists are very creative people, and you should do writing. No joke, you guys should be authors, you should be writing comics, you should be making videos, movies, because seriously, y'all's brains work in a way that mine certainly cannot, alright? My heart does go out to the UK right now, but hey, over here in the US, we gotta remember, they're trying to pass a bill that will also do this to us. YouTube is going to be requiring you to verify your age in like 2 weeks. I mean, hell, maybe a week or less from the day this video goes up, YouTube will be requiring ID verification. And I know a lot of people out there will say, well, I mean, they've already got basically all that info anyway. It's the precedent that's being set under the guise of protecting kids. It absolutely has nothing to do with protecting them. It's about controlling you and watchdogging you, and if you do a single thing someone doesn't like, cool, they've got your identification, they'll hunt your ass down. They don't need it to get all that information, but it's just another goofy-ass tactic to freak you out and make you more complacent and compliant with all of the rules that, quite frankly, none of us should be f***ing following. Follow me on Twitter for more totally based political takes. You just won a match. They move you to the unemployed lobby. What? The unemployed lobby? I'm confused about this one. No, I'm sorry, I don't. I thought for a minute it was an auto-balancing reference or something, which is totally fair and fun, and hey, Valve, can you f***ing fix that in TF2, please? But no, I don't know, man. I don't win matches, so maybe that's why I just don't understand, because I generally lose all of the games that I play, especially that life one. I'm not kidding when I say I'm a lonely man. Mozart on his way to get verified on Spotify. Is he not verified on Spotify? No. Hold on, I'm opening Spotify really quick. I need to see this. Okay, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. What? He's not? Is there someone out there just uploading Mozart's music and making bank? Because it's like 7 million monthly listeners. I do wonder, I do wonder, is there like an estate or something? Not that I think that Mozart's works should be copywritten and like listed and not be allowed to be, like, look, it's been a long time. His tracks belong to all of us. I'm sorry. Every single one of those should be free to listen to, free to use for anything you want. But I do wonder about this. Is someone out there just uploading Mozart to Spotify and raking in some money? I mean, that's 7 million listens a month. That can't be nothing, right? 13-year-old me when bro told me that my parents could see my search history on the Wi-Fi bill. Was that that must have been a thing at some point, right? Well, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like if you're purchasing stuff online, maybe. But that would be more like you get your credit card bill. I don't recall ever seeing websites or search inquiries on any of my internet bills. And that goes back like 20 years, right? To when I basically first got internet, you know? So I don't think so. Sir, a second breach has hit the T app, okay? Wait, oh, I know what this app is. Yeah, that sure is ridiculous. So many people immediately proved women right in that moment. Yeah, let's build a network that doxes women and encourages men to go and find them. That's cool. That makes total sense. Dude, more and more and more every single day. I mean, I've always been a big proponent of men not being pieces of garbage, but it just seems like more and more each passing day, I'm like, man, I don't associate with y'all sometimes, you know? Or, you know, let's say 60% of the time, right? I am just out in the ocean trying to be a normal dude, okay? Paramount, canceling The Late Show, South Park Season 27. I do appreciate South Park absolutely giving them the works. It's been great. South Park has only ever had one serious instance of them being held back or censored with anything that they say or do. Genuinely, I think episode 200 and 201 is like the only time that the network has ever fully stepped in and gone, you will not do this, you may not do this, you cannot do this, and they kind of just had to go, shit, fine, you know? But I don't know, maybe. We'll see if someone tries to pull that shit on them again. I really don't think that you can rein in South Park. When I start sleeping 10 hours a night, stop eating, and lose my sex drive, uh-oh, that sounds like depression. Like a lot of depression. It sounds like you're going through a big old wave of depression that you should definitely get checked out. You really should. I fundamentally believe that you are in the beginning of something that, if not treated, could really mess with you, man. So get the help you need any way that you can possibly think of getting it. Coldplay watching Astronomer's ex-CEO threaten to sue them for ruining his life. What? I know about the situation, and I've been very, very annoyed with how long that joke went on. But did he really say that he was going to try and sue Coldplay for cheating on his wife? All the dude had to do, all the both of them had to do, was just stand there. I don't think there's any chance that anybody would have given a shit. It was the Streisand effect in real time. It was beautiful. Dumbass. Well, there's no way. No legal case. Plus, CEO of what? I don't know what his net worth is, but I feel like Coldplay and their label have a much higher, stronger net worth and legal team behind them. So, all right, buddy. I wish you whatever luck you're owed, which is almost nothing. A few femcells getting ready to dox and slander some dudes on the T app, allegedly. Some random 4chan incel stumbling on a folder in a public cloud dump with 13,000 driver's licenses of T users. Yeah, see, that right there, allegedly. Oh my god, whatever, dude. This whole situation's bullshit. Fishing as a hobby and sport, fishing as a livelihood and career. Yeah, I can't imagine it's an incredibly fulfilling, fun, awesome job having to do that. Like day in and day out, you smell like crap, you're out on the goddamn ocean, net fishing, destroying entire ecological, like, sections of the planet, letting fish just choke to death on the... I know that's not really what it's like, but you know, it's not a pretty freaking industry for sure. I call my coochie the lotto, cause men are lucky to hit it. I thought you called it the lotto cause you're always scratching it. Where the hell are we right now? I know I've been a little bitchier than usual this particular recording, but where in the world are we? It feels strange, right? I don't know. It kind of feels like these memes have been sourced exclusively from the Facebook accounts of 58-year-old divorced dads who wear Oakleys in their profile photo, and none of them have truly come from Reddit. I guess this is what I get for not really keeping up with the times. I don't browse Reddit personally ever really anymore and haven't for a long time, but Oh, UK citizens, whole world enjoying titties on the internet. Well, hey, a lot of them are still figuring it out. Don't worry. Don't worry. If there's a will, there is a way. Right now, VPNs are not banned there. Okay. Sure, they were extreme, but they kind of had a valid reason for their aggression. I don't know who the guy in the top right is. I apologize. I don't remember enough about Tai Lung. I've got some little inklings here and there. Couldn't tell you about Doofenshmirtz. It seems like as far as a supervillain goes, he's actually just a really cool guy that's reasonable, and all you gotta do is invite him to hang out and play Mario Kart, and he's good. You've saved the world. Now him on the other hand, I completely agree with. Your girlfriend, wife, or whatever is falling for a bee. First of all, you discover that bees can talk. Second of all, you discover that, again, one is stealing your wife. I don't think they were married. I think they were boyfriend, girlfriend. Either way, it's weird. She's weird. That's weird, all right? Maybe he could have toned it down a little bit and actually brought up more of a calm, collected argument, but you don't hire Patrick Warburton for that. You hire him to scream and yell and go for Cusco. Me noticing the limp in Bro's walk after he started dating the 6 feet goth girl? Yeah, you put 2 and 2 together there. She got a big one, brother. What's the problem? Those strap-ons can get mighty large, my friend. What, you shaming your bro for getting it on and clearly having a good enough time to be limping the next week? What are you doing, huh? You getting any, friend? I don't think so. So you sit there and you think about what you're not doing. And you keep thinking about what your buddy is. Actually, don't do that. That's a little weird. Don't be thinking about what your buddy's doing. That's wrong, okay? You can make them both feel uncomfortable, but you think about what you're not doing there. I'm afraid that in a moment of weakness, I have purchased this t-shirt. Ask me about my duck disguise. That's not bad. I feel like this was also a little micro trend. Like, when I mean micro trend, right? Like, this type of shirt was around for like a week and a half. Not this one in particular, just the whole ask me about blah, 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 pull it over your head to reveal a surprise sort of thing, right? I saw one that was clearly meant for ladies that had big old boobs, right? And that was the joke there, so that they would flash you one way or another. But yeah, it was like a little tiny blip. And then everyone was like, well, I'm never gonna wear this shirt again. Donated them all to Goodwill. And then the next generation got $2 shirts they could be silly with for years to come. Hot girlfriend who likes him for his personality. Average rich guy. I gotta say, super rich fellas. Why don't you like, I mean, some of you are pretty good about your physical fitness, you know, your health overall, but why is it there are so many of them that don't seem to be concerned about that? If I had $1 billion in the bank, obviously there's so much I would do, but at the top of that list, I'm hiring an in-house chef who will cook me the healthiest crap that he could possibly manage, or she could possibly manage, day in and day out. That's their full-time job. And I'm gonna have a full-time personal trainer who's gonna keep my ass in line so that I get to maybe one day be that 85-year-old guy that can still pick his grandkids up or run around the block or something like that. You know, running around the block is what, you know, Harrison Ford does every day, I'm sure. Tell us about UK freedom, Dad. You could criticize the government, watch whatever you wanted, leave the house when you wanted to. I even went to a protest once. Wait, what do you mean leave the house when you wanted to? Are you sort of seeing the future where you're being locked at home? Like, are you what's going on here? Is there something I'm not in the know about over in the UK beyond what little I do know? How the female co-star looks at Pedro Pascal when he's having anxiety mid-interview. I mean, shit, I'm sorry. This one has annoyed the hell out of me because it seems like some firm out there must have been hired to randomly start smearing the shit out of Pedro Pascal out of nowhere. I think it just unfortunately comes with the territory of being the household name in Hollywood right now, you know? Everyone knows him. He's currently getting all the roles. It's Pedro's 15 minutes at the top of the Hollywood food chain, right? So of course, people are gonna start hating him for one reason or another. The more I look into it, the more I see all of those people that he's apparently being creepy with love him to death, have said he's an incredibly respectful guy. He fights for the right stuff. He's very vocal about people that he should be vocal for. You know, he seems all around, as far as celebrities on their way up, to be a pretty decent guy. I know that this meme, it doesn't, from what I get here, it's more like, ooh, yeah, Pedro's hot. No, please, have anxiety with me. I don't know. I've been really annoyed by this recently because it just came out of nowhere and it feels so forced. I've seen plenty of celebs out there that clearly do make their co-stars mega uncomfortable and get weird and gross with them over the year. I've seen plenty of that. Doesn't feel even remotely the same with him. I don't know what to tell you. I like Pedro and I have seen nothing from anyone that has made me think, You know what? Damn it. I trusted again. When you tell a slightly offensive joke at the dinner table, mom, dad, younger sibling trying to figure out the joke, grandpa, this one's gotta be old, right? Sometimes there's a sheen over a meme that lets you know it is old. It is ancient. I have no proof. This clearly was at the very least made in, 2014? You know? The Hobbit was out by then, so we got that new Smeagol, because that is not from... No, that's him trying to figure out the riddle. Sorry, I could do this all day. I could, but we can't. Games with realistic graphics are the only ones that are fun to play. I don't know a single human being that has thinking that's stupid. That is incredibly dumb. That's super narrow-minded and... well, plenty of other words I could use. I really hope that none of you guys think that graphics equal good game. Again, I've never met anybody that's like that. Dude, one of the best games that I have ever played, like one of my favorite top 5 games, is To the Moon. To the Moon is not a super gorgeous, amazing game. It's not ugly, but one of the best games I've ever played. Full-on narrative experience. If you have not played To the Moon, please go play To the Moon. I can almost promise you, you will bawl your eyes out. I only allow myself to play it and its sequels every 5 years or more so that I can still be impacted. Me writing my Cars fanfic where Lightning McQueen has a foot fetish in a world without feet. Well, then how could he have it? What would Lightning McQueen, where would he have seen feet? How would he obtain a fetish about a body part that does not exist in that world without it actually having existed in that world? Do you think he just had a nightmare or a crazy dream, saw feet and went, oh yeah, wow? I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like your fanfic is going to have a lot of holes, man. Plot holes. UK government websites. Websites thanks to PS5 gamers? Huh? Oh, sorry, just Googled it. I am loving this, by the way, because it's not... So, the story goes, people are using Death Stranding 2, specifically the high-res image of Norman Reedus, to bypass this by just uploading a selfie of him there. People have figured out you can use Gmod to do the same thing. So these are very easy to bypass. And if we all do it en masse, what are they going to do about it, right? What are they going to do? Okay? POV, you're the one who created bi-weekly pay, and I discovered time travel. Yeah, I've never understood bi-weekly pay. It feels like so many of the systems that we experience... I mean, I know it's not a uniquely American thing, but it seems like so many of the things we experience over here in the United States were specifically designed to pin all of the average citizens in the country to the ground by the neck and make sure they can never get up again. Soda and energy drink companies trying to convince you that diet, sugar-free, and zero are 3 completely different things. I have been driven mad with this. I understand, I don't mind Diet Pepsi. It has a taste I actually kind of like. I kind of prefer it a little bit to Pepsi Zero Sugar. Why are we doing this? It seems like ever since the Xbox One came out, billion-dollar corporations completely forgot how easy it is to name things. Everything is so confusing and stupid now. I know I'm putting my effort and energy into the wrong things to care about, but why is everything so complicated and stupidly named? I'm going to watch Dexter just to figure out what this guy's problem is. Whoa, hey, what what was that? Excuse me? I'm sorry. I'm still watching this. Why did what is he doing here? What is he doing here? What? I'm sorry. I was going to talk about Dokes and how it is Dokes, right? And how he suspects that Dexter, because he's a little weird, is a murderer, and he was totally right. But what's up with Pedro Pascal? What? Huh? You got me, dog. Wow, he is literally me. Wow, he is literally me. Women deal with periods, pregnancy, menopause, and what the hell do men have to deal with? Women. What? Come on, dude. I'll tell you what men have to deal with. Oh, man. Well, we do have to store all our pee in our balls, and that can get really heavy and weird. How insurance companies think teenagers drive? Are they completely wrong? The myth of consensual gaming. I consent. I don't. Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? No, and collective shout can go straight up their own assholes. No one out there gets to tell me or gets to tell you what you may or may not buy with your own money. Don't give into this crap. Be an asshole, be a jerk, be a snarky piece of shit. They have zero right to take away our right to purchase things. They're going straight to hell. Also, that logo is a butthole. Block, improve quality of living. UK government trying to increase birth rates. Is that what they were doing it under the guise of? I thought it was protecting the children again. When a meme is fire, but OP used AI to make it, then it's not fire. It's not fire. So you don't have to wipe those dipshit tears off your face and downvote him, because it's not fire if it was... What do you got for me? Cats, dogs, and I'll take all of it. 5 stars. 4.6 stars. Collective shout. Babe, it's 4 p.m. Time to get more video games removed. Yes, honey. MasterCard, you guys are the motherfuckers I've ever seen. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Look, even Valve came out and said you're full of shit. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. And look, I will unironically get incredibly mad and infuriated about the situation that is happening with Collective Shout and them opening the floodgates for other organizations to come out of the woodwork to then begin telling us what we can buy, what we can view, what we can't buy, what we can't view. No, absolutely not. The buck stops with Collective Shout, in my opinion. It should have stopped before they were even a thing. Joining the army at 16, browsing adult content on Reddit, Doctor. Congratulations, you have a son and he looks exactly like you. So he's gonna get ignored by girls too. I'm sorry, son. What do you mean? You have a son, you dipshit. How did he come into being? I'm sorry, is your wife and or girlfriend just not real? Grok 4, human brain, needs a massive structure and a city's worth of power to run 1.7 trillion parameters. 20 watts, 100 billion neurons, over 100 trillion possible connections, and still pretty dumb. Other jobs. If you make a mistake, you can try again. You learn from mistakes. The surgeon? Well, here goes another one. That's just a cartoon. Horse Girl Japan. Horse Girl USA. What the f*** is she doing? Yeah, I'm sorry. Horse Girl USA. Huh? I don't care if AI replaces my job. I just need my boss to realize he's also replaceable. Don't say that. Don't say you don't care if AI replaces your job. We all need to care about AI replacing our jobs because it is intended to replace all of our jobs. Sure, your boss might feel safe now, and we do need to make sure that upper management understands they're not safe at all. Don't say you don't care if it, yes you do, yes you should. Students, teachers need to teach us how to do taxes and get jobs. Also students, if they did. Redditors, when a petition that got voted by 0.5% of the population gets ignored. This is the, wait, the what? Sort of no, absolutely not. You thought you were influential. Nub, please verify your age. I organize everything by category. Then why is lesbian always trending on straight accounts? Are you crazy? That's universal. Interacting with content you like as you scroll, upvoting 1 time a day for this. I don't know what that means. British government when a petition to reveal an ID verification law reaches more than 350,000 signatures. Duly noted. No. Yeah, man, it's so cool that they've actually set up a situation, a way to actually get the government people, the parliament, whatever, to look at something and discuss something, and all that actually happens is they go, all right, so we got this petition and we're going to throw that away and go back to whatever we want. It's amazing that people never, ever, ever, ever have a voice in the 4 people that work in government and control the hundreds of millions to billions of lives. We never get a say. Some people masturbate more than they brush their teeth. Who the hell brushes their teeth 15 times a day? When your wife is about to order pizza, but you only hear her pressing 3 buttons? Me noticing how the female character's breasts got bigger when the anime's ratings went down recently? You would notice that. I fear no man. But that thing, I don't know what that is, but if it scares heavy, I'm not going anywhere near.
Trying to get the faucet sensor to work in the bathroom that's why I'm saying, dude, having a more sensitive bathroom faucet sensor, way better than one that's like harder to sense. I'd rather it turn on its own a bunch than have to like do magic like I'm Doctor Strange with a sling ring to get it to turn on. Me to my wife if she loses all of her weight. Where are they? Is this making a joke about what is this joking? Is this a titty joke? Is this saying your wife her boobs went away or something? Yeah, they're still there, brother. Now you have them, dog. Now you check your shirt. Have you seen your shirt lately? You have them now. This is the most British picture I've ever seen. There's not one lip in this whole photo. It's all gone. It's all just mouth skin to mouth skin, no lips. When you get shot in the chest, but your emergency treatment is denied because you forgot to get prior authorization. Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, who knows, dude? Maybe getting shot was just a pre-existing condition. Oh, that's tough. Criminals back in the day, steals from banks, scams insurance companies, scams the government, ends up in jail. Criminals nowadays, works in the bank, scams people with insurance, works in the government making insider trades, makes money by putting poor people in jail. Dude, how times have changed, right? It's crazy to see, good on those criminals. From the bottom and now you're here. Good on you guys. Wow. It's a long road to get there, but look at you. And these say you couldn't make it. Hey, can you act like can you act like my girlfriend? Okay, I can do that. Hey, babe. Hi. Let's break up. It's not working. Bruh. Okay, bye. A clean break. You'll love to see it. 40-year-old. As soon as they wake up, I have coffee in the morning. I'm not 40. What do you say? What is it because I don't have a Starbucks milkshake when oh no, maybe I am getting old. Oh man. No, I'm not getting your little sweet treats from coffee shops. I know. Sweet treats are nice. I get it. I just like my coffee in the morning. Magic Mike grossed 167 million. If you still think girls like dad bods, keep dreaming, pal. I mean, Shrek grossed 484. Can I redo that? Please cut that. I mean, Shrek grossed 484 million, just so we're clear. If we want to compare things, it seems like Magic Mike is falling behind, actually. A deer when a leaf cracks in the forest and they're gone. A deer when you're coming at them at 60 miles per hour. It's those headlights, man. They're distracted by the brightness of those headlights. They've never seen anything like it. It's like a star, but up close. Diamonds are forever. It's a cheap rock that can be made in a lab in 15 minutes. But I guess that does make them forever, right? I mean, if we can make them forever, do we have the resources? I feel like she's technically not wrong. I just like that they're shiny. Word of advice, never buy a dog when you're drunk. This guy hasn't barked once. When you donated $2.75 to Wikipedia and the CEO personally sends you a thank you email. Dude, honestly, this is gonna be such a weird endorsement, but you should donate to Wikipedia if you can. Everyone has used it at least once. It's one of those things she's probably invested keeping up. Me when a post says in light of recent events, and I don't know what the fuck it's talking about. What recent event? You mean the Fortnite event? That was pretty good. Why does this sound like a somber post? Where is the curve? The Flat Death Star Society approved this message. Darth Vader's not telling us something. Like, flight attendant now boarding groups 1 and 2, groups 3 and 5. All right, wait a minute, is that me? No, sit back down. It's okay, sit back down. That's not your time. You're all good. That's not your time yet, buddy. Just wait, be patient. You're gonna enjoy your drink a little longer. When you start reading the Old Testament and low-key get why God destroyed people so often, he's starting to make sense. He's got kind of like a, I understand it, man. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These were your Sims, and you didn't like how they were simming it up. I get it. Do what you gotta do, Big G. All right. Can't believe Google gave this guy awards for being the first person to search for. Let's see, what do we got? First person to Google the phrases, is it legal to take pigeons from the park for free? And fun or profitable things to do with 237 pigeons. Wow. A trailblazer on Google. When the person who keeps kissing the boss's ass gets by the boss, you love to see it. The bosses are not your friend, dude. That's one thing to take away. Bosses are not your friend. They may be friendly, but they are not your friend at the end of the day. They have the company's interests in mind. So you shouldn't have to kiss their ass. You just don't do it. Guys, I brought my 12th Lambo and only had to deny 300 grandmas. Thanks, U.S. healthcare system. What do you mean people don't like me right now? What do you mean something happened in Manhattan? Luigi? I thought he was hanging out with Mario. Stupid. Hoodie and neck gator, what you think you look like and what you actually look like. A lot less cool, unfortunately. But hey, man, you can still rock it, I guess. Maybe take off the snapback hat and you can look a little cooler. POV, when you have an extremely tight budget, you gotta get warm water in some way, and we gotta do it manually. HR calculating holiday bonuses after the company made $33 billion net profit for the year. Oh, okay, just a real thin slice of holiday bonus for you. I know you worked back-breaking hours, didn't get to see your kids for Christmas Day, but here you go. Merry bonus, miss. It's a penny. What feels illegal but isn't? Walking out of the store without buying anything, it feels like you did something wrong, and the cashiers stare at you too. They give you the side eye and you go, I promise I didn't take anything. I just wasn't interested in any of your wares. This was an above board transaction. I just had no interest in anything you had for sale. I'm sorry. Maybe get better things for sale, store, and I'll be more interested in buying. Me, I'll die if I don't get this operation. Please help. My insurance. You didn't file your paperwork correctly. Wow, we have a lot of memes about healthcare. Maybe did something happen or what's going on? Oh, feels like a more socially aware memes video this week. What's happening, dude? Italians, when you substitute a difficult to find ingredient with something that's more commonly available, oh, you pissed him off, dude. You made him so mad, and now he's gonna yell at you real mean, too. But you know what? It tastes the same. I said it tastes the same. Sue me, angry man. We can take it to court. Son, Dad, what is manhood all about? Dad, having the wisdom to understand that Rico should have chosen Dizzy over Carmen. I hope you understand, my son. I don't know who any of those people are. When McDonald's staff would ask to identify a shooter, we know exactly who it is. It's him there. Seize him. Also, McDonald's staff would ask to get the customer's order right. Oh, we forgot. And also the machine's broken. Oh no. We don't remember the order. Did you want 2 bottom buns on your burger? Sorry, we forgot. Mr. Beast, according to his audience, Mr. Beast reality. Yeah, man, I know the Mr. Beast I'm so tired of the Mr. Beast discourse. I just feel like everything there is to say about it's been said, but this is a good meme. I rate it. There's an owl outside your house waiting for you. Harry Potter fans, Duolingo users. Oh no, that's the worst. That's the word. You do your Spanish lesson? Oh, you better have. Arachnophobia is so stupid. Just let the spiders get married, dude. What the hell's going on? Like, listen, they fought for their spider rights just like the rest of us. And I think they should be allowed to get spider married. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? You can call it too woke, but I say let the spiders be allowed to engage in wedlock. Let them get married. I think they deserve it. That's it. That's all I have to say about it. Do you want to be a robber when you grow up? Kids? Ew, no! What if we added a boat and an eye patch? Kids? Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean? Oh, and an eye patch? You're starting to make this. Do I get a hook hand too and a peg leg? And what am I, treasure? Do I have a crew? I like it. I like this robber business you're talking about. Influencers getting away with crypto scams. Hawk to a girl under threat of going to jail. I mean, one of them, they had to make an example out of one of the crypto people, and Hawk to a girl unfortunately pulled the smallest straw, I guess. Spit on that thing. Volkswagen CEO, our company isn't operating in a fantasy world. Me looking at their new car prices. You sure about that? I mean, these seem pretty exorbitant. Sure about that? I don't know, man. Seems like you guys are in some sort of fantasy to me. Teacher, please rate each other's work yourself. Me and the boys, A+, across the board, 0 mistakes made. In fact, I think we should get extra credit for how good we did. How's Ruth? We split up, mate. Oh no, so you're ruthless? And how long have you been waiting to crack that one? I'd rather not say. It's been in the chamber for a while, but that's for me to know. You don't need to, it's okay. I'd rather not discuss how long I've been waiting for that one to happen. Oh boy. The Hawk to a girl, 15 seconds of internet fame, her crypto scam, people who actually invested money into it. Oh no, yeah, they're doing it all the wrong way. They're cutting themselves off the tree, uh-oh. My mom thinking about who keeps using all the shampoo, 7-year-old me making potions in the bathroom, and they're super effective. They're anger potions. Girl, I like your brother. I can help you. Boys, I like your sister. So you've chosen death. Oh no, now they gotta have a battle, a respectable battle. Whoever wins is what ends up happening, you know? Women, let's tell men that they'd look cuter if they smiled more to see how they like it. Oh, men, whenever women tell them that they look cuter with a smile, oh, this misses a point though. Yeah, no, he's gonna remember that compliment, but I feel like this meme missed the point that was being made. 5-year-old me trying to find the star button on the PS2 controller. I just don't know where it is. Star button? What are you talking about? I wasn't a PS2 kid, so this misses me entirely. Time releases Athlete of the Year, and it's not this guy. What the hell, man? This guy went crazy. No modifications, no sights, just straight fucking power. When Tor browser releases your 2024 Wrapped, oh, dude, buying too much narcotics, huh? Unfortunate. Get out of here. Get out of here. Why the fuck is the devil on my train? Places to be. Mind your business. I paid my ticket like everyone else, all right? Now don't make me send you to hell. Due to unforeseen events, this week's episode of Talk Tua has been canceled. Rather unfortunate, I know, but what are you gonna do? I hate when bathrooms have this type of urinal. They blow piss everywhere and it's disgusting. Sometimes it's the only one open too and I go, oh, fine. I gotta pee and I'm not gonna wait and hold my bladder and oh, what do you know? Piss everywhere. But I'm the asshole? No, they are for designing this thing. What is your plan if nuclear war starts? I'm pretty sure my employer wants me to work that day, so I guess I'm working. Could you imagine having to clock into work if your shift starts during a nuclear meltdown? That's that. Oh no. Hey, are you able to edit this so I have wings? Enjoy. Hey, and there we go, man. What are those? Lemon pepper or oh man, who knows? There's so many options. That could be lemon pepper or buffalo. No, not buffalo. That's garlic parmesan. It could be anything. You didn't ask for what kind of wings, and that was your folly. HR on the first day, we're like family here. Me after getting by coworkers in every possible way.
We're family.
Oh, yeah, about that. So, yeah, no. We didn't mean family long term. No. We just meant family like when you're mad at the boss, we're a family, and you have to like not be mad at the boss. But if people you, yeah, you're on your own. Sorry. But we're a family. We're a real tight-knit family, though. Thanks. Oh, great. And bro, I said this earlier, HR, bosses, they are not your friend. They only have the company's interests at heart. Do not take their kindness as oh, well, we're buddies. Nope. Nope. You're an asset, pal. And they might like you personally outside of work hours, but it don't matter outside of work hours if they're not, good during those hours. They are not your friend. They are certainly not your family.
Hit that car.
But that's a police van.
My bad. Hit that police van. Come on. It's an accident. You lost control of the wheel.
Talking to him like the Green Goblin. Like the mask, My belt when I'm about to myself. Just pull it all down, dude. Pull it down with the belt. You can fix it later. Take that sometimes doing things the right way versus getting it done so that way you don't have an accident. It's a trade-off.
The perfect name and age does not... Oh my God. And you know what's crazy? This wouldn't even be an uncommon thing. I mean, how many people out there are named Ben who are about to turn 10 and were once 10, I mean, that's gotta be a huge number. Knowing how many people in general are out there, right? Kids getting into trading cards, grown-ass men buying up all the cards in the store for potential gains. Yeah. It's just shitty for any collector. Like, I stopped collecting pretty much entirely recently because of these grown-ass men, and I'm a grown-ass man, right? But I wasn't going out there buying games to flip them and try to make a side hustle that, makes me $1 billion because I artificially and shittily inflate not the demand, but the prices. Sure, the demand for a copy of Haunted Ground for PS2 is probably quite high, and people are willing to pay too much, but no. That game shouldn't be $500. It should be like 60 maximum. Not kidding. This shit's getting ridiculous. It's getting embarrassing. And come on, it seems even weirder when it comes to something like Pokemon cards. Sure, they're not strictly for children, but come on, dude. You people act like real scary at the store about this stuff. Why are they having to lock up cards and be like super secure about cards? It's because y'all are getting f***ing weird, okay? OpenAI complaining about DeepSeek using ChatGPT for its training. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. I cannot believe they had the balls to bitch about that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound too mean, but I really don't give a shit. Oh no! Your giant theft machine was used to create another giant theft machine? Oh! No! Oh no! I just get f***ed, OpenAI. Who gives a shit? See you later, 4-year-old me digging in the garden. My parents, be careful, you might dig all the way to China. 7-year-old me learning in school I can't actually dig to China. I'm just trying to understand here how I deal with compliments, how I deal with insults. I wish I could deal with insults that way. Like if they're real, true, genuine insults, I can't just go, lol, whatever. I can't do that. But yeah, compliments I just never felt like I could trust. Even from people that I, had more than earned my trust. I just never feel like it's true. I never feel like it's real because I am naturally a whiner baby. I complain about not getting compliments or praise or anything because I rarely ever got it growing up. Genuinely, very rarely ever got it. So even when I do get it, all I'm thinking is, no, you just heard me whine about it and you're telling me what I want to hear because I've complained before. I'm f***ed up. Nice AI you have there. How much did you say it cost you? How much you said did it cost you? I do wonder. $6 million. So that's the number that they were sort of throwing around that DeepSeek cost. versus AI's $10 quadrillion. Now, I wonder how much, money was to be made by the people that made it. Did they make any money? Was it like a state thing? Because I know OpenAI gets a shit ton of government money, don't they? Right? Open, not really. AI, sure. I don't know. It's all... I just hate this shit. I hate it. Artificial intelligence trying to, as a tool, it's fine. I've never had a problem with it as a tool. It's been around as a tool for a very long time, but I don't know. I don't want to relitigate this. As Jabroni Mike said, let's not relitigate this shit every time it comes up. I'm trying to get better about it, but dude, it's just so hard. It's so hard. DeepSeek hit with large-scale cyber attack. The CIA. Yeah, it was a huge one too. Huge. Wasn't it like 280 million fraudulent requests or something per minute or some crazy shit? DeepSeek made it in a cave with a box of scraps. Okay, did we need that fake image of him though? Did we need that? Also, what does he have to do with it? Does he have something to do with OpenAI? Isn't that Sam Altman or some shit? Who the is this guy? I mean, I know who it is. Whatever. You know what I just realized? It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Okay? I'm just gonna go cry for about an hour now. How it feels when you're lying and bro starts adding details. Who the hell are these two? What's up with these evil wizards, dude? What are they up to? You know what? It's probably best we don't know because we probably can't stop them. What can I do to make you happy? Let me stack donuts on it. I had never heard that one before. But I had always heard, let me hold it while you pee. Ladies of just what? Why? Why do you want to do that? And I know not all of you, but those of you that perked up and went, that is so me, because I know there was at least 2 of you. Why? Just let me know in the comments. What the hell's going on? Trying to drive at night feels like, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out. I'm sorry, but that guy's also not cool. It's just always too bright. One thing that I've learned does help a tiny, tiny bit to combat this epidemic of dangerous bullshit on the road. Clean the inside of your windshield. I know it's not going to be a huge improvement, but if you've ever noticed that the inside of your windshield is smudgy as shit, and that refracts and reflects the light in such a way that it could make it worse, get in there with some Windex, wipe that shit down. Trust me, you will thank me later because it gets grody in there. You're just breathing and getting your breath goo all over everything. So just clean out the insides of your car in general, actually. Now that I think about it, just go do that right now. My anger level usually, when I'm trying my best and someone tries to invalidate my efforts. Yeah, no, that's really great. Make sure that when someone does that, don't freak out, scream, and try to beat him up or something like that, but bring it up and say, hey, stop it. You may not mean to do what you're doing right now, but you're fucking me up, you're hurting me, this is not helping me, you're giving me nothing positive whatsoever, and I really am trying, okay? If you are trying to be a dick, then we're not gonna hang out no more. Impress her with something expensive. That is a lot of eggs. That is a lot of eggs. It's so cool that they're way more expensive all of a sudden. Isn't that neat? Isn't that super cool? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of that is also due to the giant bird flu outbreak, so we're just having to cull the shit out of the numbers of these things. I'm not sure if that sort of thing transfers to eggs, but we did kill 100 bajillion birds recently, poultry, food birds, not random birds, even though we do kill lots of birds. Have you noticed that the tweeting is starting to stop? Have you noticed that it's more rare now? Have you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to go there. I'm just worried, guys. I'm doing my best. And you know what you should do? While I'm doing my best, you should do your best and head over to my YouTube channels. CIA and FBI, US government. You get down here and release those files. No, I don't wanna. What the fuck are you talking about? What's this in relation to? You know what? I really don't give a fuck. I don't want to know. I'm tired of knowing. Me after holding the flashlight for dad without getting yelled at? I mean, all you have to do is pay attention. I'm not even a dad, and I understand the frustration. Here, can you point it at that? This? Yeah. Okay, I will actively be engaged and pay attention to where I am pointing the flashlight. I'm not going to look at the wall while you are working on this thing that the flashlight is illuminating. Come on, be a big boy now. Is this flexible work hours in the room with us right now? I don't know what this is in reference to either. Seems silly willy. Realizing your crush likes you back after thousands of years have gone by? What? Thousands of years? How old are some of you people? No. Huh? Funeral homeowner? Looking at the family of the deceased after they decide to go directly for cremation, instead of buying their ultra premium timberwood casket with premium cushion covering, which costs $10,000. I think it's great that even in the case of you choosing what would normally be the cheapest option, it still costs $1 billion to do. Oh, no. We can't just put the bare body in there. No, we have to burn them in a box, and that box is $700. And then the cremation fee is also $20 million. And if you want an urn, you can't bring your own. We have to provide one for you. And they're about $500 a piece on the cheap end. No, they got backup plans. They always do. The funeral industry is there to take advantage of your grieving. F them. Becomes friends with a gang of geeks. Gets free Wi-Fi and food for life. Okay. I mean, I personally would have loved this image, right? In 2012, maybe 13, this would have gotten me laughing for hours. It's true. Don't get me wrong. Totally. Yeah. She has a gang of super smart people that were able to do all that shit for her that she didn't want to do. I'd love to have a group of geeks that could give me free internet and food, I guess. I didn't really watch the show all that much, but that seems great. Cool. When she Googles it and you're still right. Yeah. It's this attitude that stirs constant, what's the word? Disregard for future feelings. Look, I understand wanting to be right. I'm never right in an argument. These days, I've learned a valuable lesson. And the valuable lesson is, okay, not like saying it like that, because that could be rude and someone might, take it the wrong way, but just going, sure, man, yeah. I never assume that I'm right, and I am always willing to have you correct me. That's not a big deal. It's the smugness that some people get. It's the, actually, moron, it's this. Not that anybody actually ever says that. This is more hyperbole than anything else. It's just an example, anecdotally speaking. I don't know. Maybe don't be such a prick about being right. Don't be a sore winner. Sore winners? Ooh, they're a lot more hated than sore losers. I can promise you that. Sorry, babe, the chocolatier hat stays on during sex. The rest of that goddamn outfit better. No, if you want the hat, the rest of it stays on. Yeah, no naked rest of your body here, buddy. Calling to report illegals in your area. Finding out your mother gave birth to you outside of America and you, in fact, are the illegal. Uh-oh. Oopsie poopsie. I wonder how many people who thought that they were going to be able to, tattle and get people thrown out of the country are going to find themselves being thrown out of the country they've lived in their entire lives. I wonder if it's going to happen to people that had that weird, creepy, evil thought process going through their mind. Schools, when kids don't have enough money for lunch now. Oh well, die, I guess. We don't really care. Thick Latino women will not be deported. What is this guy, Shadow the Hedgehog, all of a sudden? Why is the North Korean flag back there? What the f*** am I looking at? 2015? Ha! What an idiot! Plankton fell in love with a robot! 2025? Oh, come on. Be serious. Okay, that's character AI, right? Man, I am not a fan. I've had a few people create variants of me on there, and I would just like to say, if you have created a character AI of me or any other AI of me, my voice, my likeness, anything like that, I am going to request right now that you take it down, you delete it, you get rid of it. Okay? Please do that for me. You do not have the right to recreate my likeness, who I am, what it is that I do, what, is my livelihood and my one talent. So if you have done that, please undo it, all right? This is like the one time I'll be nice about it, and then every other one I see, I'm gonna be real rude. Okay? I'm just giving you warning. I'm gonna be a big meanie pants, a big meanie doo-doo jerkhead, a butt face, if you will. I bet he's thinking about other women. Is Minecraft banned in China because of what Mojang had to do to get panda death noises? Dude, okay. Knowing what did they have to do? Let me look this up. They said at Minecraft Live, they recorded what they thought it sounded like, I think. So that's an I think. They edited the original sound. Please don't whoosh me. Wait, hold on. Okay, Google's garbage AI says that to get the death noises, Mojang's lead sound designer traveled to China to record the sounds. What? Wait, hang on. I'm about to fall down a rabbit hole. I think I'm gonna cut myself off here as far as the hunt for that, but if you find out the answer, you should let me know over on my Blue Sky. It's xycron.tv. Me looking in the mirror before getting in the shower. Hell yeah, motherfucker. Look at you, you handsome, sexy son of a bitch. Now go clean yourself. You're dirty. You're a dirty man. Alibaba releases AI model it says surpasses DeepSeek. US tech bro oligarchs. Really? This is happening real fast all of a sudden. I wonder if they've just been sitting, waiting, and then, oop, there he goes. All right, release the river. NVIDIA releases 5090. Me saves up and buys stocks for the first time. Oh man, yeah, the 5000 series looks like dog shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I have a 4090 Strix, and I am so happy that I didn't even remotely have any interest in grabbing a 5090 because, wow. Cool. You know, I'm sure it works fine, but I've heard some stories about friends getting like 5080s to replace their 4080s and finding out they're slower in some games. And can you fucking imagine that? Becoming wholesome as hell, becoming an absolute prick, people when they turn old. I think I'm gonna be a mix of both. You know, there's got to be a little bit of jerk left in me, because there's some in me now, and it's part of who I am. You know, I'm a little bit of a jerk sometimes. Not actually. If I ever am, it's unintentional. But, you know, I got to be a little grumpy, a little cranky. There's a certain type of cranky that people love. Certain old curmudgeon-y feeling, right? And that could be summed up by watching any Harrison Ford interview. He seems like a truly cool guy, really nice, just straight to the point, you know? And quieter, right? You know, if he wants to be in on the joke, he'll be in on the joke, but he's always playing it straight and grumpy old man. He's always felt like a grumpy old man, even as far back as when he started getting famous. You know what I mean? He's got a vibe about him. OpenAI, real data. ChatGPT, DeepSeek, real data. Well, okay, maybe? I don't know. How long has this snake been eating its own tail with OpenAI and DeepSeek and whoever else? How long has that been going on? Uber owns no cars. Airbnb owns no real estate. Reddit owns no moderators. I don't care, dude, how I feel after adding a $1 egg to my 25-cent ramen. Dude, it really does help. It's good. Okay? Whether you hard boil it, chop that shit in half and toss it on top, or whether you've done what I've done before, well, while it's boiling, right before the noodles themselves are almost done, you just take the egg, you plop it in there and stir it in. It's so good. It's just so good. Especially if the ramen is spicy, okay? The actual people from that meme 10 years on. Is it really? No way. I mean, I guess it has been 10 years, so they're gonna look pretty different, but really, if that's true, that's super cool. If that's really them, just kind of hard to tell from this distance. USA, January 19th, 2025. USA, January 24th, 2025. I would say we still looked a little shitty on the 19th. You know, we were slowly descending, but yeah, this has been super fun and not at all concerning or scary for a multitude of reasons at all. Russia looking like it got invaded by the Combine. I wonder if that was part of the inspiration. You know what I mean? I wonder if they took a trip and got inspired by... I mean, of course they did. You've seen the documentary. We know where a lot of their inspiration came from. When I open a shady link with my Neuralink and suddenly hundreds of pop-ups open, uh-oh, I don't care if DeepSeek wins. I just need Silicon Valley to lose. Be about time, let me tell you. Please, get them all away from us. When you wake up with sore throat and it doesn't go away after drinking water, uh-oh, that's COVID-20, dude. My girlfriend just sent me a message saying, "Help, my spacebar is broke. Can you come over and give me an alternative?" What does turnative mean? Oh, okay, gotcha. No, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You might just have to go to the library and look at old encyclopedias. It feels like an old word. Gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to inform you that I am the first person to reach stage 5 in cancer. What? How did you do that? When you're driving a 3-cylinder, transfer all power from life support into thrusters. Dude, that's if you're driving a 4-cylinder too. I've got a little Yaris, and that's exactly what it feels like. I've been making the joke for years, where turning the air conditioner off to get on the highway is me engaging warp drive, because it's just so funny, man. Air conditioning genuinely causes small cars to start acting like you just chopped one of their kidneys out. The reality of STEM, science, technology, engineering, it's math. It's math. Dude, it's all math. Everything is math. Everything important in the world is math. Everything important to the progression of humanity at a technological level is math. Hell, actually, I'd say math is 90% of everything, and then the arts and philosophy are the rest. Ask it about Tiananmen Square. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. You're a colorful bunch. Honestly, I know this isn't the point of this. Keanu was truly an inspired choice. Genuinely a fantastic choice for Shadow. Loved 3. And I am so happy that these 3 Sonic movies have been super fun. Not perfect, not incredible. They're just cute, and they put a smile on your face, and that's what's genuinely important about movies that I think so many of them have lost. Not to say that I think art should always put a smile on your face, but it should always be engaging, it should always make you feel something, and as weird as it may sound, Sonic 3, dude, it got me choked up, man. It had some beautiful sentiment going on in it at one point. US tech companies who were vomiting AI wherever they could grab funding. DeepSeek. Oh, we're still talking about, oh, okay. Wife, let's watch something with a happy ending. Me, say less. Dude, I distinctly remember. I've said this before, but I live with Zach and my other roommate, Mike, who you might know as Pimations. We all live together. We also have another roommate, Nikki, who helps me with live streaming stuff. Not the point, just know that I live with them. And the funniest thing ever, a couple Octobers ago, I finally showed everybody The Mist. And wow, were we divided when we got to the end of this movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Please go watch The Mist if you're ever in a spooky movie mood, because it's incredible. It's genuinely a fantastic time. And it goes back to my point a second ago about how art shouldn't always make you smile. It shouldn't always be a happy ending. And this movie is the perfect encapsulation of not getting what you want. Not at all. I do have to say, though, living with Mike and Zach, I mean, the three of us had very different opinions. I think it's a great ending. Zach thought it was a good ending. And at first, Mike despised it. It made him so mad. But hey, look, he came around. I still think it's a great ending. I f***ing love it. What are you gonna do? This is why toys are important. Yeah, but it didn't help them, like, at all, right? So I actually had that toy on the ride, by the way, that exact one. Oh, Trump's children, when they realize there's a 25% tariff on not for them. What, you think they were gonna let that happen for them? Come on. Divorced men after 40 on dating apps. Like, it is all the same. They should have Oakleys or some sunglasses that they bought at a gas station to make this really accurate. But, like, I don't know what else you do, man. I don't take selfies, and I don't like it when people take photos of me because I hate how I look. I despise how I look. I've got a few photos I'll use, but man, I don't know what else to do at a certain point. I deserve the seat because I am a woman. I gave my seat for an old lady on the bus. Next day, I lost my job as a driver. This world is cruel. Land panda, sea panda, air panda, ice panda. Is this also AI generated? The reason I ask is because it has that piss filter that AI generated crap tends to. Cute joke, but I don't know. This is where we're at now. I'm always curious and worried. Me in the middle of the heist realizing they misunderstood when I said I'm a safe cracker. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Patience, Ted, patience. It's either this or it's you just got a new windshield and the rocks are waiting to fly up off the road and destroy it. The sun watching you steal its heat, turn it into electricity, and then use it to cool your room. Noah. I'll call the animals in the ark in an alphabetical order. The zebras feeling the water climb up to their asses. I don't know why they're so panicked though. Think about it. They made it. They're good. They're all set, man. So what's really the problem? Look, I can understand how it might have been panic-inducing at the moment, but did you die? No, you did not. You made it, so quit your screaming, you striped son of a bitch. Ancient Rome motherfuckers when they want to order 10 of something. Bring back dislikes. That was 4 years ago. People don't forget. They're still there. They are still there. I am still using the stupid add-on that you can use on Firefox and Chrome and other browsers that will let me see them. They're not super accurate, but they're pretty darn close. They're close enough for me to be able to see them. And I still think this was one of the most pathetic changes they ever made. It really was. Like, some people said, well, hey, look, if you're a small creator, it hides all the dislikes you may get from people that just hate you, I guess. I don't know. I've seen that argument, but the real argument for bringing back dislikes is that it will immediately show me if the content I'm watching, say a tutorial, is real or not. Nintendo, the moment they see you modding their Switch 2, yeah, that's a fun one, guys. For those of you that don't know, if you're gonna mess around with your Nintendo Switch 2, you better be real careful because they now have the apparent legal right to completely disable and destroy your entire system. Not ban you from the online services like they've been able to before, but completely brick and shut down the entire console that you paid for with zero refund. You know, the device that you paid for and own, it is your device. Legally, you own it. No, you don't. You don't anymore. Nintendo is out here letting us know and opening the floodgates for other companies to do the same, that you don't own what you bought. You don't, and you never will. Kids in movies will see this on the table, take a sip of orange juice, and say, I'm late for the bus. They will do that, but generally, if you've been paying attention to whatever story is being told on screen, you'll know why they do that, right? I mean, me, I'm not skipping out on this, even though I know eating a bunch of this delicious food will not give me energy. It will slow me down and make me feel like maybe not when you're a kid and your metabolism's crazy, but man, as an adult, I'm gonna see this, eat it, and then go back to bed for 4 hours because I have to, okay? I've finally hit that age, okay? I hate it, I'm old, I'm gonna die. Turn on all cameras. This button instantly turns on the cameras for all 86 participants. Okay, cool. Really neat tool. I don't know why everyone has to have a camera. Doesn't make sense. Never will. I understand that it can be there to show that you're awake and participating and all of that, but maybe have a little bit of trust. I know it's really hard in today's world, but just maybe have a goddamn tiny bit. Plus, if you don't have a warning here, you might might see something you don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A picture of a planet 5 billion kilometers away, bank security cameras. You know, security cameras have always been perplexing. Security cameras and dash cams have always been very perplexing, because why do they look like absolute dumpsters? Like, both of them are incredibly important. I mean, it's not the Wild West anymore, but banks are still at risk, you know, from a guy wearing a Stetson and assless chaps coming in with a shotgun. Put the money in the bag with the dollar sign on it. Cars in action movies still works after being shot 1,000 times. Cars in horror movies can't even start. I am kind of interested about the choice of cars here. It could have just been like the same car, right? Your point still would have been made, right? No, you are correct. Although, if I had to guess, when it comes to horror movies, it's usually because the car ran out of gas because the big evil murderer guy siphoned it all, right? Ooh, or drank it. Maybe just drank all the gas. I don't know. But it's just plot devices, man. Because everyone complains about how things happen because they wouldn't happen like that in the real world. Duh. That's the goddamn point, okay? Realism on its own is so goddamn boring. We live that every day. Why would I want to play a video game that's hyper-realistic to real life? That's stupid as shit. Give me something dumb. Give me a slightly altered version of our world. Hell, give me a heavily altered version of our world, right? Where my car still works after being shot 10 billion times, or being dropped off the Empire State Building. If you need to scare me, use whatever tactics at your disposal to do so. If you want to thrill me, do the same thing, all right? What's the problem here? Chiropractors, when you crack your fingers on your own? No, not your fingers. That's not your fingers. They do get really freaking pissed off if you mention that you crack your neck or your back or whatever, though. Specifically your neck. It's funny, they get really pissed off if you do it yourself, and I understand why they would be really concerned. They do make a lot of claims about how if you pop your neck and stuff like that, you're going to give yourself a stroke. I don't understand that. Then again, I'm not a chiropractor. I also don't really trust them. Me, who wore deodorant, everyone else at the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. I see a sign a lot online, like, I was, to preface this, I follow a lot of people that are brony artists or furry artists or fursuiters or whatever. Don't pretend you're surprised at all. And I think one of my favorite things is whenever there's a convention going on, whenever there's a convention for either or both or whatever, every single time in that group, there is one person that heads out with a sign that says, if you can afford a fursuit, you can afford deodorant. And I agree, man. Like, come on. You know, there's a few things you should probably do before you go to a con with your giant suit, okay? Clean it because you need to clean your stuff, right? That's just common sense. Apparently, a Turkish man invented the steam engine 200 years before the Industrial Revolution, but he only made it to spin... I've never known how to say that word. Please, your invention can change the world, revolutionize power, transportation, and save millions of lives. The kebab needs even roasting on all sides. Look, most amazing inventions are born out of necessity for a certain thing. This guy had a certain thing, just didn't really bother telling anybody about it, I'm assuming, or letting people know the secret, whatever, and it's fine. How different would the world be? I'm curious. How different do we think the world would be if we had the steam engine 200 years earlier? Do you think we would have sped climate change up and destroyed the planet by now that we think that Earth could be uninhabitable in 200 to 500 years, roughly speaking? Like, we may have come up with crazier technologies way faster that solved the problem way faster, but money always gets in the way of that, and I don't think so. So when I look at it, my pessimistic ass looks at this as, thank goodness he didn't. We're in a pretty good spot, technologically speaking, in 2025, but we could be living in an absolute horrific wasteland right now if this dude had really tried to sell this to the world, you know? If any of this is even real. When it's the internet, you never really know, do ya? Me, a non-native, watching Americans misuse half their language. Me, a non-native, watching what does that mean? Me, a non-native where? A non-native American? Like, do you mean like I don't know, this one, I don't understand. Plus, I'm sorry, misuse half their language. I don't know what that exactly means. I really don't. Are you British? What is this? What's the complaint here? I'm very confused by this whole thing. Maybe you guys will get it more than me, all right? I am not the representative of meme culture that I once was. I'm almost 75 years old, you know? God. So there's just one rule. Well, okay, it wasn't that quick, all right? Okay? And, I'm kind of confused. I'm a little bit confused. I get it. It's just the one rule. It was the golden rule. Leave my damn fruit alone. Don't touch my fruit, okay? It's like saying, hey, eat whatever the hell you want in the fridge except my yogurt. Don't touch my goddamn yogurt. That's my yogurt. And of course you'd be pretty pissed if your yogurt was the only thing that was touched in that fridge, right? But it does kind of suck that it seems like it was kind of hyped up. Look, if you eat this apple, you'll gain all the knowledge that you could ever want. Not actually true. Look, I've never read the Bible, okay? I don't know if that's how it went. I just know that we'd all be tempted, no matter how perfect life may have seemed in this walled off goddamn garden. I don't know, how perfect was it? Plus, come on, God. You created creatures, you perfect being you created creatures, gave them temptation, knowing they would take it because you know everything that's ever happened, has happened, will happen, is gonna happen, is happening right now. You knew what was gonna happen, and you punished them anyway by doing what? Kicking them out? No more apples? In the early 1800s, Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis determined that fewer patients would die if doctors washed their hands before surgery, and was rejected by the medical community. Some doctors, who were offended at the suggestion that they would wash their hands, even mocked him for it. He spent his last days in a mental asylum. It wasn't until years after his death that he was proven right. All right, interesting. Why did he go crazy because he's like, guys, please, this is such a simple thing? Did he just lose his mind trying to convince people? Or was he put there because people thought he was completely insane for thinking that cleaning your hands might help things out? Right? What? When you're so good at crime, the FBI hires you instead of arresting you? What? What kind of goddamn micro-budget TV show plotline is this? I'm just kidding. I've seen this happen before. In one of my favorite shows it happened, in Eureka. Pilot. We are now flying over 20,000 feet. I could sit here and try and analyze this low-res ass image all day. And I'm sorry we've hit this point. But if this is generated, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, no! Hold on, check it out! Right there! Sorry. There's a little, look at the bottom right corner here, it just says AI. Beautiful. This should be a requirement. As it gets harder and harder to tell, there should be some sort of legislation out there that requires these companies to put a watermark marking it as artificially generated. Absolutely required. It has to, man. After the recent updates with a new certain generative model that I'm not even going to name, you know what it is, but I'm not going to name it because I don't want to continue to perpetuate the destruction of artistic integrity forever. We've got to have some ways to combat it, okay? I know that whoever is gathering posts here for EmKay is keeping a weathered eye out and everything. They're doing their best, but it's going to get harder and harder. So I want stuff like this to be the norm. It won't. I have seen some subreddits start to make some moves about all this by saying, hey, we need to ban this stuff from the subreddit, otherwise this entire website will be dead. It'll die. All of this will die. The internet will completely die out. Whatever good parts of it are left, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose movies, you're gonna lose YouTube, you're gonna lose everything that you like, you're gonna lose art, you're going to lose everything if there's no way to begin to tell. Genuinely, it's freaking me out. This isn't funny. You AI. Circumcised people, they have no place to sneak food into the movie theater. Uncircumcised people can bring a purse. No, really, you can bring your purse. That's fine. They don't search your purse. I just wouldn't try bringing a backpack in, you know? I wouldn't attempt that. The genie looking at me after I wish for his lamp to be replaced by my balls. Well, I mean, could he do anything in there? Would you feel him living in his little one-bedroom apartment in your balls? I'm asking the real questions. These are the answers we need, okay? Oh, and just as an update, some of you guys did find that genie YouTube sketch. Thank you for bringing that back to my attention. Still one of the best ever made. CERN turned lead into gold just for a split second. Okay, but they did it. I'm confused here. See, really crazy, amazing thing thought to be impossible or magical or witchcraft happened, but only happened for a split second. So therefore, it's not real. It's actually stupid. It's actually dumb and didn't happen. So today I met his father, and his father's my gynecologist. Dad sees her hole getting more and more dilated as the months go by. That's my boy. Yeah, man. Wait, more and more? What is this? Getting bigger? Friend, how on earth did your car pass inspection? Your inspector. The secret ingredient is crime. But isn't it always bribery? Wish I had the money for bribery. I don't know how it would help me, though. I don't think it would help me in any way, shape, or form. Team Fortress 2 fan ready to recite all the meet the in a random comment section when there's a slight TF2 reference? Ready to recite all the what? No, I'm trying to dissect some of these. What? Ready to recite all of the meet the in a random comment. I've never seen this. What do you mean recite all of them? Recite their entire scripts, their jokes. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't understand. But I will say this, instead of reciting all of the Meet the videos, you should be reciting all of the Meet the Amazing videos instead, because those are better, I would say. I think even Valve would agree that the Meet the Amazing series is a step up above the Meet the series. You know? I know you agree. The all-new One UI 7. Is that really what it looks like now? Is that Samsung's new Android flavor? I don't know what it's called. I have no idea. I don't give a crap. Really? I mean, it doesn't really look like iOS. I mean, it's very reminiscent. They're always reminiscent of one another. They always have been. They're always going to be. Okay, let's get that out in the open right now. They always look similar, and they always have. This one sparks joy. This one does not spark joy. Dude, I am so glad that Pepsi, of all companies, Pepsi is the one leading the charge for undoing the oversimplification and minimalistic bullshit that logos have been going through. Jaguar, please change this. Me explaining to my wife that it's actually always been pronounced Jazzlight. Get the f*** out of here. It's time for you to look inward and start asking yourself the big questions. Do you hate your job? Or do you hate working in general? It's the job, dude. What kind of dumbass question is that? Look, I genuinely like working when what I'm doing pays for my existence to a comfortable degree. I'll do I'll work if I'm getting paid 80 grand a year. Yeah, I'll be standing at that cash register 10 hours a day. I don't give a shit. I'll have a smile on my face because I can afford to pay rent, eat, take trips, live my life. It's the job. It's the job. My landlord, when he has to fix something that needed fixing even before I moved in. Come on, landlords. Look, don't most of them go through a company that manages all this shit anyway? Why can't even they do their job? Mom, buy some lettuce. Me at the store. Well, they're usually labeled. They're labeled, honey. Announces his retirement, becomes the most famous man on the internet. I will say, I discovered this guy when he had like 9 million subscribers. And like 2 days later, he had like 14 million. I can totally understand his point of view entirely. It is a little odd that, he's saying, I'm going to retire. This is too much. Go subscribe to my child's YouTube channel that's already exploding and going nuts. I mean, that part's a little weird. I'll admit, seems interesting. If you value your family's privacy and safety, why are you letting your child do whatever? Not really the point. So many people online proved that he was in the right for doing this. I respect it, man. His videos ruled. Loved the guy. Crazy as hell in the coolest way possible. But, dude, he was growing so fast, it was freaky. And it probably made him go, yeah, I'm getting recognized everywhere, and I don't like it. Be out with my family trying to, eat dinner or do this, and people are just all up in my I can totally understand how it happened. Too much success, too quickly. Look, he's probably made his cool $5, $6, $7 trillion through ad rev, and he's gonna have serious money coming in for a good couple years with his view count, okay? He's made his money, he can get out, and I'm glad he had the ability and the foresight to stop before it started to drive him and his family crazy. Respect, man. How I look telling my kids that McDonald's had a $1 menu where the food was actually $1. Yeah, now it's a $1, $2, $3 menu where literally none of the food is cheaper than the $3 section. It's like a cup of coffee is the only thing on the dollar part now. Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. I'm not gonna do any Googling today, but I feel like we could... Did he actually say this? I've seen this quote attributed to him before, but be honest with me. Lactose intolerant person when a pteranodon picks them up, drops them midair, catches them again, and then gets swallowed by a mosasaurus? Damn, that is insane. I am so happy that this actress enjoyed the crazy death she got. But what is it with Spielberg? And guaranteed, Spielberg always does at least one crazy, insane psycho-level death in every movie. It's seriously, look at all of his movies. The majority of them. He's like, all right, this character, we're gonna give them the most insane death possible. EU, Nintendo new terms of service, gamers, I hope. But hey, all of us in the US, we just don't get to own things anymore. I'm glad the EU's out there at least trying to do something. Although I really, really wish that the Stop Killing Games campaign was having a little bit more headway. I really wish that they were getting more good news across the board. If you guys don't know what that is, look at the channel Accursed Farms and try to get involved with what he's doing there. I genuinely think that that's a really important thing that's going on right now that more people need to know about. When you're losing your gaming and memeing skills, oh dude, I never had gaming or memeing skills, so I guess I'm not having an existential crisis like you. Motherfuckers, make this decision at 8 and die with it. You're damn right. Bulbasaur is the only choice. Go for yourself. Me trying to leave the house on time, my morning poop. I mean, I don't know. None of us have enough fiber, by the way. You ever notice that? Take some fiber capsules, man. You'll live a better life. I'm not kidding. Parents, did you poop? Toddler, no. Damn, those pants are really keeping it in. Beginner scooter trick tutorial. All right, not bad. Okay. God damn it, I hate this crap. When I ask something on Reddit and someone replies, search the internet, I swear to God, there are people that hang out in subreddits just to do this. Like, if I go to a subreddit about, like, let's say I go to Hydro Homies, right? And I want to ask those guys, I'm interested in being obsessed with water intake. What's the best receptacle for me to use to, effectively get more water in my body with great ease? And like half of them will go, Google's a thing, dude. Why does your community exist? Why does your community get to exist if every time someone wants to be a part of your community, something you want, you have to be a little about it? Hey guys, you guys are the experts. What should I do? Maybe you should go Google, asshole. Get out of here. What day is it today? The 21st of May. Then why don't you write it as 5/21? Shouldn't it be 2105 like you said? Jesse, what the hell are you talking about? 7-year-old me being told that the computer monitor is in fact not the computer itself, but it's all in there. Game releases a new free skin. The lobby the next day. I think it's fun. Let's all become twinsies. Women who keep height standards for men when you mention weight standards for women. Now what the fuck are we doing here, dog? Me, modern day struggling, making almost double that. Wait, what? Me in 2016 to 2019 being able to afford rent, bills, car, insurance, trips, making $15 an hour. Ah, I see. You're making almost where the hell do you live? Dude, if I were making $30 an hour working anywhere, I'd be pretty good. Not saying that's I think minimum wage should be like $50-$60 at this point, man. Jesus Christ. But like, I don't know where I live. $30 an hour is pretty fucking set. I'm 5'9". Sorry, I don't date guys below 6 feet. Okay. Tax avoiding billion-dollar companies after planting 10 trees and giving $5,000 to charity. We were bad, but now we're good. We're sorry. Boys with a time machine. I'm your grandson. Whoa, dude, for real? Men with a time machine. Please do not study wolves in captivity. You will damage society in inconceivable ways. Oh, no way. Is that the guy that started the alpha of the pack Omega bull, and now everyone actually still thinks that wolf packs have alphas and stuff and actual like hold on a second, I gotta Google this really quick. Yeah. So the study is largely inaccurate. It's not even true. The guy himself, I think, even said, I was wrong, don't, and now we've got douchebags out there role-playing as alpha males, when that means nothing. Guys, I'm starting to forget my actual language because I think in English, talk to myself in English, talk to others in English, and watch too much stuff that's English. Well, I will say, just find time to watch stuff in your native language, read stuff, like just find time to break that monotony, because no one's native language deserves to disappear. No languages should disappear from this earth at all. If they're part of your heritage in any way, shape, or form, just find some time to use it. Talk with family that can speak that language. Make sure that you're reading books or literature, watching shows, just doing some exercises to make sure you don't forget it. I'm a native English speaker. I don't speak any other language at all, but English to me has always been sort of the world's secondary language. It's never, I hope it doesn't become the primary. Like, that would be weird. English is a great second language to learn. But man, it would really suck if all these other ones disappeared. Vin Diesel spotted shirtless on a yacht in Italy, and you're yachtless in a shirt. Don't act like he's the loser. Me explaining that we should shower 2 to 3 guys at a time on the upcoming boys trip to conserve water.
That's not a bad idea.
Me waiting for a group of entrepreneurial kids to knock on my door and offer to mow my yard for money. You know, I've only experienced that once. Not the mowing, but the shoveling snow. That's the only time I've seen it once. One time. And I feel like it's a dying art. Kids, seriously, you'll make some money, dude. We'll pay you like $20-$30 to shovel the drive. Just do it. Seriously.
It turns out God isn't the only one that can judge me. What? This man is a priest and he's on house arrest? How does that work? When your phone is at 98%, but you plug it into charge anyway. Yeah, look, I know you're basically full, but like, I'm not using you. Just, here, have some more energy. When a pope from the most capitalistic country gets voted in, it's been a long road, and I'd like to first thank my sponsors, NordVPN and Skillshare. Use code PDF file for your first 2 months free. What airlines think humans look like. Oh no. They know what we look like, and they know that our asses are very uncomfortable in those seats, but they don't care. They don't care for our knees or our needs. Fun fact, a majority of archaeologists are women due to their natural ability to dig up the past. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Your salary won't be very good starting out. Is that okay? My performance won't be very good until it is. That okay? Yeah, Hey, maybe pay me and I'll want to work. It's crazy, I know. 100 humans versus 1 gorilla. How about 371 million Americans versus 813 billionaires? My brother just gave me this cake for my birthday. 25 years since mom found you in the bin. How sweet. Bird so talented it crapped a selfie on my car window. What the hell? That is a very talented bird. I mean, it's a shitting image. Your favorite song? Somebody's watching me is my anxiety. Hey yo, what the f? Oh, like the TikTok song, right? When your friend says dating a single mother is continuing another guy's saved game. How does anyone think of this? What is the strangest thing you've done for cash? Work 40 plus hours a week? Rip. First in line versus the gorilla. Last in line versus Bonnie Blue. Who's Bonnie Blue? Me asking ChatGPT some stupid 3 a.m. shit. ChatGPT wondering how I got a small cylinder stuck in an M&M's tube filled with mashed bananas at 3 a.m. Guy from Squid Game. Fighting an orangutan with a sword once a year. Fighting a chicken every time you get in your car. They want me to fight the chicken? When my friend who refused to vote starts complaining about the state of the world. Hey, look, man, if you don't use your voice, if you don't use your God-given right, I don't want to hear you complaining about shit in this country. Me explaining to her that I can't use condoms due to neurodivergent sensory issues. Sorry, babe. I can't do condoms. Come back when you're a little, I don't know where to take this one. Me giving $9 to the cashier for a $5 item. Cashier, do you have an extra $1 so I can return you $5? Me, Sarah Connor, watching you use AI for everything. Oh, dude, I think Sarah Connor would have a conniption every day. Seeing the state we're at. You know, we're not quite at killer robots traveling back in time to kill our children, but you know, she wouldn't like it at all. Asians, when you tell them you prefer the chubby Asian with tan skin over the paper white anorexic Asian. Daddy, I want ice cream. Believe me too, honey, but mommy only gave us enough money for 3 beers. Hey, me, your mom, and you can have a beer, sweetheart. POV, how I look when my girlfriend says no to booby time. But booby, but booba, goo goo gaga, sucky. Cut that. Cats after you spend your entire savings on their food and toys. I would never be a simp. Dogs after a single pat. At your service, my king. The bank says I can't afford a $1,200 mortgage, so I pay $2,000 in rent instead. Makes sense to me, the American dream. The genie, when I wish all people have taste buds in their anus. Oh, that would be vile. That would be, really, really awful. That'd be like the worst existence ever. Google, we need a new logo. Designer, don't worry, I got you. Clicks layer blur. Oh, did they blur it? I mean, I don't know, it looks fine. I don't know. I feel like I kind of like it more than the straight lines just because everything has become boring, just straight color, no bezels, no 3D text, no hues. It's just flat color, straight, that's it. I don't know. I think I like this actually. That designer, give him $5. Wait, is that actually? No, that's not her. When was this meme? How old is this kid? I actually cannot tell if this lady is just like doing a meme where she looks like her or if this is actually the. How old is this meme? I'm actually having like a breakdown right now. I gotta do some research. Okay, this meme was from 2013 and she's like 14 now. So, okay, that adds up. I was gonna say there's no way this girl is a grown-ass woman. I was so confused, but it's a pretty good costume. Maybe that's what it is. It's a Halloween costume. I'm the kid in the car, you know. That one, that meme. 3 a.m. motivational urge to do something big in life. Random 3 a.m. horny urges. Jerking off to all 1,025 Pokemon. Great. Well, what the hell is this image, by the way? We have Incredibles versus Guy from The Boys. I guess not versus. They combine to make Sully Wazowski, whatever the hell that's called, that meme. Horses, after hearing a dog is a man's best friend. Countless years of war and being used as transport mean nothing, I guess. You know, that's a good point. That is actually a very good point. Horses, I feel like, I mean, dogs are useful, but like, I feel like horses have had more historical significance in terms of, you know, just humans like needing to get around or needing something to ride, to go into battle and scream and do a war cry. You hear what sounds like "I'm blue" on the car radio. I'm good and I'm feeling all right. Oh man, that's like hearing, what's that song? You Spin Me Round, but it's not the original song, it's the You Spin My Head Right Round. That version sucks. Maybe I should just gather my confidence and just go join them. Wow, look who came out of his room. Never again. I don't miss that. Me who lied on my resume, my new employer who lied on the job description. Who's at fault? I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe you should kiss. Mom, why are you scared? You know, just, Final Destination shit. Shout out to the marketing, by the way, for that new movie. Pretty cool. Too hot for the uglies, too ugly for the hotties. I am a victim of my own success. The internet has ruined me. I think I see what this user is talking about. This perverted user. Me as soon as I'm added to a WhatsApp group. Mute notifications. That's me when I get into a Discord server. Chat GPT. I would never use an AI. Akinator. At your service, my king. Well, look, it's different. Akinator is not a generative AI. I would not think so. At least. I actually don't know how Akinator works, but shout out Akinator. I think Akinator's very fun. It's like 20 questions, but it has the internet. The gorilla, watching in horror as the man's body had just ripped in half, stitches itself back together as the man says, "You ain't no snail." I just think antibiotics should be over the counter. Why should doctors control my access to healthcare? I shouldn't have to go beg them for antibiotics every time I get a cold. Wait a minute, what's the dog doing? What are you doing? The new Android OS update. Every Android user, that is one big pile of shit. I don't think it's so bad if we're talking about the brand new one. I don't know what other one we'd be talking about. I like how it looks. Android users, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but everyone else, sorry. The only thing I don't like is, you know, you swipe your finger down to bring down the notifications bar. Well, now you have to swipe your finger down on the left half of the screen to bring your notifications up. But if you want to see your options, where all those buttons are, for where there's like the flashlight, airplane mode, Bluetooth, all that, you have to swipe down on the right side of your screen from the top. Or you can swipe down on either side and then just move it left and right, but it's stupid. Why aren't the notifications just under all those buttons like they always have been? It just feels like a change that didn't need to be changed. I'm sorry. Everything else is pretty good. That's what I'll say. Okay, moving on. Did you set the alarm? Yeah, I'm sure I did. AM or PM? You know what? Actually a worthwhile check, because I've had so many times where I've set an alarm and I'll wake up not at the right time, and I'm like, where was my alarm? Oh, it goes off in 12 hours. When a Redditor sees a comment they don't like, so now they're going to downvote not only the comment, but everything this user has ever said. The ultimate dislike. Practicing my prison photos, cause people be testing me lately. Gotta check your angles, you know? Profits. Food companies, greedy customers growing vegetables in their backyard. Redditors be like, journalism is dying. Paywalls. Yeah, which one is it, buddy? A true conversationalist. Hey, Pocket Pair, how's it going? Pal World deleting pal gliding due to Nintendo patent lawsuit. Damn. When she tells me the benefit in Friends with benefits is sex and not free health insurance. Damn, poor Tigger. Companies make record profits. Shareholders, core workers. Jesus Christ, that is a sad piece of pizza. YouTube giving 2-minute long unskippable ads, closing the video and opening it again. Haha! Finding an interesting YouTube video. AI generated voiceover. Yup, that is a fantastic way to get me to never want to look at your channel again. I fucking hate you and hope you die. Windows 11, system disk 100%. What? Dude, I have Windows 10 still, and I pray to God every day when I boot up my computer that I don't see a screen telling me, welcome to Windows 11, because I've heard of some people getting forced to upgrade to Windows 11. Like, they don't even get asked. I still get the pop-up every once in a while that, you know, says, hey, Windows 10 support is ending in October. Would you like 11? And I'm like, hell no. And I just click the decline upgrade button, but I'm really scared that button's not gonna be there one of these days, and it's just gonna hit me with the cold water that is Windows 11. More like a hot water, boiling hot, steaming water. No, I do not want that shit. Hey there, are you able to edit this so I have wings? Enjoy. Dude, F. Jamie is a internet legend, a photoshopping god. How does he do it? I have no idea, but it's very impressive, and I want some wings. Get fit as possible so when World War III hits, I can be ready. Get fat as possible so I can live off stored fat, water, and electrolytes for 6 months.
Guys, I messed up. 2025 isn't for me. 2026 will be my year. Oh, me too, brother. Me too. Mistakes make you stronger. Me procrastinating every day since 2006. I was born that year. Don't say that. Google search plus Reddit. Google search, Reddit search. What's this new Chinese jet? What's it capable of? Come on, do something. Come on, War Thunder, we rely on you. Know the work rules. I have the most predatory loot box system. Aw, you're rated Peggy 3. I use the elements from poker. The player can't even bet. Hello? Yeah, that's pathetic. The rating systems across the world are all pretty bad, but that's embarrassing. It's f***ing embarrassing, Peggy. Are you kidding me? Grow up. Jeez. My girlfriend's friends blaming stars for their bad day. Okay. Me, astronomy major, about to say dead stars ain't taking blame for your horrible decisions. Yes. We get it. You're smarter than them. You're better than them. Whatever. Like, I'm not into astrology and star signs and all that shit, but sometimes it's fun to just play pretend and all that fun stuff, so could you just maybe shut your own mouth? Me using a big word in my writing, AI-generated slop. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. I can't blame them so much. I can't, because everything is a lie now. Everything. All these students are using AI generators and chat programs to do so much, because why wouldn't you? You get to hit a button, be done, and go out and play or something like that. It's not a fixable problem anymore. Quit being lazy, do your work, and hope to God that ChatGPT and all these other models, whatever you want to call them, burn to the ground and we never do this again. It's not going to happen, but just hope that that's what happens, you know? Microsoft. After 25 years, we've changed the keybind for bold formatting from Control-B to Control-N. I'm going to be honest, I never knew about Control-B anyway. Like, I never used a keyboard bind to change anything to bold. I've never done that. But that is annoying, especially if it's been there for a quarter century. That's a weird way of putting it, right? A quarter century? Hyperinflation? Costco hot dog and Arizona iced tea staying the same price for 35 years? Society? Meanwhile, there's a bad guy over in the corner that likes to price his Arizona iced tea at $1.50. Don't do that, bitch. Don't do that. How girls think depression looks like? How men think depression looks like? How depression truly looks like. Okay, what do you want me to do with this information? How am I going to do anything about the soup in my head? I'm sorry, but I've tried a lot of stuff, man. It's not working. So I'm gonna drink my coffee, I'm gonna read my memes, and I'm gonna go and pretend that I'm learning to play guitar. I'll see ya. I'm just kidding, I'm still here. You're dreaming. It takes place in the same world as the previous dream. You know, that's been happening more and more often for me. It's kind of crazy, actually, where I seem to keep going back to the same two places. Not every time, but often enough to notice and go, huh, why do I keep going back there? God to spiders, you'll be small and have no venom. Spiders, how am I supposed to protect myself from humans? Fear will keep them alive. Me thinking she's just a person, her giving me all the possible signals. Oh yeah, what the hell is wrong with that? I think I've tried to look at this image before. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, yeah, I'm never going to interpret your signals. I'm not going to do that. That's never going to happen. If that means I'm lonely forever, okay, but you're going to have to say the words. You're going to need to say the words, and you're going to need to say them again. 2, I am never going to interpret any nicety as you like me. That's not going to happen, okay? Because I am never going to read incorrectly and make somebody uncomfortable. I'm not gonna do that. So use your words, and then maybe, yeah, we'll see. Back to the freezer you go. Yeah, okay, you're a little late on this. You should have put this out on the 26th. Maybe you did, but I'm seeing this, wow, on the 11th of January. It's already stale, dude. She's already frozen. She's been frozen for like 2 weeks now. Just let it go. We'll see her next year. What everyone thinks the future of AI would look like, what the future of AI actually looks like, it's probably going to be a bit of both. You never know. They're going to fatten us up. They're going to plump us up. They're going to make sure we can't defend ourselves, and then they're going to get us. All right? I don't know what their plan would be after that. I don't think they'd have a plan after that at all, because then they'd just be running around in a destroyed world and run out of power eventually. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they'd figure something out, but it would be kind of boring. They would just take after us, right? What's the point? When I'm in a sleeping with multiple men competition and my opponent is an anti-gay politician, didn't she die? I actually have no idea who this is referring to. I'm just making shit up. Me after went to gym for 5 years. Me after being hired for manual labor 6 months ago. I mean, I don't know. One of them's brute force doing the same shit day in and day out. The other one's trying to follow some kind of routine, I guess. I don't know. It's not the same. It's not as frequent, you know. Work is weird. Welcome to heaven. Why do you two have different halo sizes? The better the person you were on Earth, the bigger the halo. Big Halo is great person. What did this guy do? He created ad blockers. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I arrive to heaven and that's how it works up there, I might actually be in hell. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense to create a hierarchy system. Who is better than who up in the place that's supposed to be better than Earth, all right? We already have arrogant motherfuckers down here. Sure, some are objectively better than others, but it seems kind of like a dangerous thing for heaven to have. Oh, man. Random American. I'll buy private health insurance so they cover the cost if I have a health issue. Health insurance company. I think it's fantastic that most of health insurance here in the United States is paid for by public funds, by tax-paying money, or by tax money, I guess, not tax-paying money, but money that we pay for with our taxes. It is, like a huge chunk of it. The only reason I can afford the health insurance that I just got, that shitty bronze garbage, is because I get like a $300 tax credit. So it's heavily subsidized across the board. I don't know why it's legal for us to pay 10 times over for their bullshit, stupid plans, but I find it even crazier that they get to say no. How dare they, and how dare the people in charge allow them to ever say no? They should not have the right. They should be sued into the ground at this point. This is ridiculous. The teacher who uses AI programs to detect whether students are using AI programs. The student who runs his work through different AI models to avoid detection. Me, who wants to do honest work but has to make international spelling and grammar mistakes to not get flagged as AI, which is crazy for many reasons, but it's a little bit crazier to me that you have to intentionally get a lower score. You have to intentionally fuck up. Otherwise, oops, you're in trouble for something you didn't do. Italians, when black folks say white people don't season their food, I'm sorry, but you know, most of us don't seem to. Hey, wait a minute. What the fuck are you doing there? Liquor store owners in January? Gym owners in January? I'm sorry, liquor store owners are not, they're fine. They're fine. They're doing just fine. I am Adrian Dittman. It's time the world knew. Wow, crazy. You're an amazing father, Elon. Your kids are very lucky to have you. It's so cringe, dude. Just get a goddamn therapist. I know that that's not in the cards for him because he thinks he's smarter than everyone else and more educated than everyone else and better at everything than everyone else on the planet. And you know damn well if he went and talked to a therapist or a psychiatrist, he would pretend to know more about their craft than them. Well, yeah, just shut the fuck up. Shut up. This is so cringe, man. This is nuclear Omega shit. Sorry, not Omega. People use that for a lot. It's just nuclear level shit. Good Lord, Elon, quit pretending to be other people on Twitter. It's really weird. Elon and his alts getting ready to argue with you on Twitter. I wonder how many he has. Does he have like 6 billion or does he just like make a new one every month and try to hide it? Elon Musk, I'm changing my Twitter name to Kekius Maximus. Literally everyone. Dude, that shit is genuinely embarrassing. I don't know how he could get more embarrassing, but I'm sure he's gonna show us all very soon just how embarrassing he can be. 12 jurors. Oh man, we'd only be so lucky, right? Oh, yeah, that'd be sick, right? That'd be great. Younger generations letting AI do their homework and not learning anything. Me, who barely managed to finish school before AI was available. Like, I may be a dummy, but at the very least, this temptation did not exist for me when I was in school, because I would have used it day in, day out, without fail. I guarantee I would have used it, and it would have been bad. It would have been bad. I'd be a way dumber. Oh, which is hard to imagine, but dude, it would be possible, and it would be the case. Every masterpiece has its cheap copy. Oh man, that thing is anything but cheap. Hell, that thing's anything but appropriately priced. Okay, that thing probably cost like $12 billion or something like that when it should have been like 14 bucks. My math teacher looking at me when I got the correct answer, but it's not by the method he taught. Yeah, I feel like some math teachers need to chill. I get that you need to learn the methods. The methods are how you can continue to do it. I get it. But if I get the right answer, but I use a different method, you can't give me a 0. Don't give me that bullshit. If I did it properly, or did it and got the correct answer, you need to give me a little bit of credit for that shit instead of going, no, fuck you. How top players who play 10 plus hours a day feel after winning against someone who's just trying to feel better after having a bad day at work. I wonder how much this is actually the case. Like, you hear about this all the time, you know, pro players making it miserable for regular people. And I could see it, I've experienced it, but how often is that what's happening? Because I feel like the pro players are trying to play with people on their level because they're bored beating your ass into the ground after a long day of work. They're bored of that. They want to play other people that are their level because that's fun to them. So why would they want to play against you? They'll find a way. That's why competitive exists. That's for them. So don't jump into fucking competitive if you just got home from work and want to chill. Next year will be my year. Next year. Yeah, I don't get it. I haven't seen either seasons because I don't really care. Is this my wife? Girl being nice. Yeah, see, don't do that. Don't do that. I just don't. Accidentally clicking on someone's profile. Oh, it's not safe for work. Come on. Accidentally clicking on someone's profile. Yeah, okay. I am the Oracle. I can answer any question you ask. Who is using OnlyFans when most porn online is for free? Any question but that. I don't know, because they get to pay for personalization. And dude, like, you can sit here for a second and think about why someone would do that. I know that for some strange reason, those that use Pornhub or whatever are like, I'm better than you because I don't have to pay, even though you probably got Pornhub Premium or some weird shit like that. I don't know. You could sit here and genuinely use your brain for a second. You could use your brain for a second. I'm the dumbest man alive. I pay for Reddit awards. You're clearly dumber. Oh no, YouTube. You know what? I will say it. I'm gonna say it. You're gonna think I'm crazy. I miss it. I think maybe there was one single year. I don't know what year. Maybe there was one where I was like, yeah, that kind of sucked. But for the most part, I found it quite enjoyable. I know that going forward, this is going to be really difficult. Because can you imagine, like, if last year they had Sniper Wolf and YouTube Rewind? No. Ew. That shit. Stuff like that is very much possible. And it clearly had a bias towards only live-action content creators, right? Animators were barely shown. I live with one of the biggest animators on YouTube, and he's never been approached for anything like that in any year that YouTube Rewind existed. So, you know, I understand all the problems it had, but I do miss it. All right, YouTube as a platform is a really cool community. It is amazing. I love it here, no matter how much YouTube pisses me off with how it ruins my day. But I do wish YouTube Rewind or something like it would come back. I really do. Russia blocks YouTube. Every Russian with a VPN. We're all living in America. Why does Santa give gifts to kids according to their parents' financial condition? I don't know. You know, it feels kind of weird. Santa, you know, you gotta knock that shit off, man. When the doctor keeps switching the lens and you still can't see shit, that you tell them that you can't. You tell them that. You gotta tell them that. Goth girl I pulled by being a convicted criminal? Me, a silly man? I guess. I mean, good for you. Braggy Braggerson. When your sleep schedule's so fucked up it loops back to being normal again. I think this has happened to Zach like 30 times. 10 out of 10 girl? Smokes. Oh, go fuck yourself. prick. The socks I bought before 2018, the socks I bought after 2018. Yeah. Sure. Mexican characters in American movies dropping random Spanish words once every 2 minutes for no f***ing reason. They gotta sprinkle that in. And as I've learned, people that don't speak English tend to do that. Like, I think I said it in a video already, but over in Finland, a lot of young people speak Finglish, I've learned. You remember that short film I talked about before Christmas break? Yeah, Finglish. They'll just say random little bits in English. I think that's hilarious. Companies, when stressed employees ask for a smoking break. Companies, when stressed employees ask for a jerking off break. Oh, come on, companies, grow up. It's healthier. And it doesn't cost me any money. A student is being bullied. A student has long hair. Yeah, they never do anything about bullying. And leaving it up to the parents doesn't do anything because more often than not, the parents are distant and don't give a shit, or they're encouraging their child to be a prick because they're a prick. How teachers feel after winning an argument against a sleep-deprived 14-year-old at 8:24 a.m. Look, you gotta understand that teachers aren't much better off than you 14-year-olds. Okay? They make no f***ing money and have to put up with you being an asshole. And look, I was sleep deprived as well. We all were. Okay? That sucks. That's why I was hopped up on caffeine all the time. Get myself through the morning. Okay? Just like your teacher, who had to be there earlier than you and has to be there way after you leave. All right? I have, as I've grown up, become a lot more like, I'm just more on the teacher side. Don't get me wrong, I think it's stupid that children need to wake up at the crack of dawn to get to school and all that, and I'm sure it's just to accommodate parents' work schedules and whatnot, but I'm telling you, you're like, stop. Just maybe chill, drink some more of your Monster or Red Bull, and don't be a little prick in the morning, because it's actually not difficult to do, okay? I know that when you're younger, that's a lot harder, but, you know, if you ever run into somebody that says, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee, that just means they're a baby. They're an asshole, all right? We're all tired when we wake up. Surprise! You're not special, okay? The duality of man. How oh, yeah, there it is! How 14-year-olds feel after winning an argument against a severely low-paid teacher who's trying their best every day. Yep, but look at the disparity here. Their only achievement. Okay, their only achievement? Go fuck yourself, you little prick. When you begin to see people born in 2007 in porn, something has gone very wrong with time. Yeah, you're old. Boys with a time machine. What up, Alfred the Great? What is he saying? Oh shit, I don't speak Old English. Oh yeah, none of us do. I'm glad. That shit was weird. Poor, rich, YouTubers who put timestamps to skip the sponsors in. I do like YouTube's feature now where it will automatically make chapters based on if, you know, you've created chapters in the video. It'll do that, and then also show the spiking in viewership along the way, because even if the YouTuber doesn't put timestamps in to skip it, you can just follow that, and that will do it for you, which is really handy, because a lot of the times, YouTubers are told they can't do that. They're like, no, you can't tell them to skip the ad we're paying you for. Sometimes they do it anyway, but not usually. They will check. Lego since 2006. Look at me. I'm the biggest tire producer now. What? $1 million budget, 24 great episodes. $930 billion budget, 8 mediocre episodes. Dude, it's driving me crazy. It really is. I complain every time someone in my house is watching like a Disney Plus series or something like that. All I could think is, you know, it does suck that this show cost $300 million and we get 6 episodes and have to wait 3 to 5 years for season 2. That's really cool. When back in the day, an entire season would get $1 to $30 million or something like that. You'd get 14 to 24 episodes and they would all be pretty fun. They would all be pretty good, okay? Can we do that again, please? I will grant you 3 wishes. I wish I could change my Reddit username just once. Yeah, what the hell's up with that anyway? Good wish, bro. You still have 3 wishes. Smokers trying to quit. You freed us. Oh, I wouldn't say freed. More like under new management. Yeah, you're swapping one for the other. It's not freeing. You're just going to something that is... I mean, I don't know. They're not even better for you. Haven't they found out that they're almost as bad still? So it's like, I don't know. Wakanda while the rest of Africa was getting colonized. I missed the part where that's my problem. What a year, huh? Captain, it's January 2nd. I love that I'm reading this on January 11th. White people, all Asians look the same. White people, decoding the unknown, into the shadows. Mega, I don't know who any of these people are, but it wouldn't surprise me if they all looked exactly like this guy. Some of you motherfuckers, if Chrome releases incognito rap, that would be funny as fuck, and we'd all die. YouTube, when there's porn in their porn video, when there is porn video on their website. YouTube when there's porn ad on their website. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but have fun. What is mememaker.ai? F off with this AI crap. 0 degree, 0 Fahrenheit, 0 Kelvin. 0 foot, 0 mile, 0 meter. Okay. Okay.